Stalker. This time around, not going to get through it, even though it did lose in the last game.
He's annoying. He's first ban for real. Playing against the heroes is like not really like playing Dota. It's awful.
It's like playing against techies.
No, worse.
Worse than playing against techies. Oh lord.
Well, I don't mind playing against techies.
That's fair enough.
For most people, not worse, but
Nyx Assassin is the other one that we've seen sort of become a new standout in the position 4 role. Not that it's been like not always there, but the thing that we've been seeing more often now is him just sitting mid and then mana burning whoever's in the mid role, which is also just so frustrating to play against, I'm sure.
Clockwork AA first phase from Empire, so completely different. They actually banned out the Kunkka themselves, knowing that the Chinese teams do like that a little bit more. And yeah, I was rethinking about the draft from last game. They first overall took Kunkka. They gave away Night Stalker, and clearly they were not that good with, not amazing with Night Stalker. There were a lot of deaths coming out from them, and they weren't actually able to get the jump in a lot of team fights because of like doppelganger. So they actually drafted very well around the Night Stalker.
So you think that it was, I mean, obviously it was intentional for Team Empire to give it up, but they gave it to him knowing that they had a good plan in place to counter it.
They know that Kunkka is much better, that they play much better with Kunkka than with Night Stalker, and then they also drafted against the Night Stalker. So normally, like, let's say they play Night Stalker at 100%, like they play Kunkka at like 100%. I think most of the Chinese teams this tournament do.
Yeah.
Like IG Vitality, LGD FY in particular. They play Kunkka at 10 out of 10, and then if they play Night Stalker at like 8 out of 10, you prefer them having them.
Okay, I get that.
That's probably where I would rate it at for them. Anyways, yeah, Nyx is super annoying. Weaver 2 invis in the first go.
Yeah, IGV, not afraid to do it. I am curious if it's going to be dogfights it's playing the Nyx, and then as far as players for the Weaver, he did used to like to play sort of those sneaky invis heroes like a Bounty Hunter or a Ricky or things like that. Maybe he could try and go for like that, but I have a feeling it's just going to be Paparazzi playing it.
Yeah, Paparazzi Weaver. Usho.
So other bans now, they're going to take away the In July Batrider on Team Empire. As far as Clockwork AA goes as an opening, it's 2 heroes, you know, one of them good at pulling everybody together inside those cogs, and the other one good at killing all those people within the cogs. Is there anything else here that we should be looking out for, like position 4 most likely from the clock?
I would say so. He beats Nyx roaming around. Clockwork can solo kill Nyx a lot of the time. Also could just cause a lot of problems. I think it's a...
5 seconds remaining.
And also, Clock's pretty good versus Weaver too, actually. Once you get in the cogs, he has a time lapse. Just die.
And then after it's already been baited, you can usually follow up with somebody else. I guess that is the problem that you run into with an Ancient Apparition as support role, is he doesn't have the greatest of lockdown. Do you think we maybe could end up seeing something else, like the Puck would have been a great pick, but that's been banned out?
I think Clock's already is decent enough.
Okay.
He serves multi-purpose.
10 seconds.
A good buffer in between them, so they can protect the AA, very important fights, and he can also lock down. I air quotes it. I think trapping him in cogs is better.
Trapping the Weaver in the cogs is better
trapping the Weaver in the cogs, because it's super long duration, and you just can't do anything about it. And Weaver's very rarely build pipe. It's all about like lance into diffuse. Dezo is way more damage oriented. With the nerf.
10 seconds remaining.
What was the nerf again?
The recipe costs more, and Lance continues to get nerfed. Lance got nerfed like I want to say like 3 times in a row.
Still so good though, and I think the fact that it gets a Ring of Health
Is
now.
it so good?
Yeah, come on.
Is it?
I swear to God, there have been so many games I've played where I love to play like OD, and you get a Lance and you just go.
Well, OD's different.
Yeah.
OD like doesn't have the mobility in the team, but for a hero like you actually have to kind of think about building Pike, whereas before it's like every range hero builds Pike, every range hero lands. And I think God forbid you have to think your item choice of Dota.
I mean, we've played together. You know that this is not something that I do. The big one is maxing Poison Touch on Dazzle, the greatest.
That's fine. There's time and a place.
The time and
Just
place
like
is
Hurricane
always.
Pike and on Weaver. It's an A time, not every time in place.
They ban out the PL as well, not wanting to run into that same issue with resolution.
They didn't know how to handle it, man. I don't blame them for banning it out.
He is just. To me, though, it felt like it was in some ways more just the play style that they were doing rather than.
I think it was. I think it was the hero.
You think it was the hero? Okay.
Yeah. I think they could have. They know how to deal with. The thing is, they don't. That's not a hero that's picked very often. They probably play against AM a lot, or they expected AM. But PL's different. They also didn't pick hero like they picked DK. I was kind of critical of it. It's like, why would you pick DK when there's so many other heroes that can counter that? They could have picked like Timbersaw. I think. I don't know if it was banned as soon as they could have picked it, but Timbersaw is very good. AM's also very, very good. I think there's a few ways to deal with the PL that other teams just know about. IG Vitality, they were probably under the gun. Rubik, ooh, first Weaver and Nyx. Nice.
That's a couple really good ones. Impale obviously being a great spell to steal without that cast animation. The other thing here is that, you know, with they took a really long time choosing this. 22 seconds is all that's left in reserve time for Team Empire, so feeling like either A, this is a hero that's just there to make a little bit more time, or something else. But the thing I'm noticing,
they had to push Clockwork to 3.
Exactly, yeah, the Clockwork in the 3 roll,
which is okay, not a big deal. I think Weaver is okay. Weaver's range isn't long enough, perfectly.
So here's another question: with AA and Rubik being taken, could they try and aggro try with a carry here? They've already got the Chilling Touch, and then they have like they have really long attack range heroes.
Depends on who the safe lane support is. I think it's looking pretty good. Oracle's not great, I would say, in a try against Ancient Apparition Rubik, but it also depends on the one position. So Weaver Rubik AA is really strong. Like the Geminate on the Chilling Touch is really good, and also sometimes you're worried about your like support just, or sorry, your good. And that's, I think there's some other ones you can do it like Sven sometime. The Sven Clockwork,
Yeah. I mean, maybe you can jump inside the cogs, but then all of a sudden they have 4 steps, they jump out or something. It's just kind of awkward.
Could be Luna. 5-man would be.
3 seconds left, and it is going to be an anti-mage. A bit of a comeback.
Rezo anti-mage.
Yeah, that's true.
Rezo anti-mage, Rezo PL, Rezo Slark.
Does this take away the possibility of it being a tri-lane at this point, an aggro tri-lane from Empire? Can you tri-lane?
It's not out of the question. Nyx is very bad in try-on-try situation.
Oracle doesn't always feel like the best either. Kind of like Fortune's End can be okay at times, but
I think it's much safer to just put him safe lane.
Okay.
And then this way AA can get levels. It's pretty hard to pull if you're in the off lane. Okay. I think you're okay with Weaver getting farm because if your AM gets farm, weird about that. I think normally you want to aggro, like I would maybe like IG Vitality should aggro if they want to keep the AM, because an underfarm Weaver does more than an underfarm. And it's also harder for an AM farm in the early. Weaver, you know, he's very unlikely. But I don't think they'll I don't think either.
okay. Ooh, and Paparazzi most likely going to be playing the Invoker. For anybody that doesn't know this from the DAC times and previously as well, when they play Invoker, it tends to be a lane switch between him and Cicada. So we might see him, unless Cicada's been practicing Invoker a lot, which I'm not sure if that's the case or not. But do you like this pick? It tends to take a lot of time to come online.
Reverse anti-mage? Not really. It's just slow. You don't want slow versus AM. AM is going to wreck you at 30 minutes. 25, 30 minutes. He's going to hit fast and he's going to hit really hard. And none of the heroes really deal well with him at all. Unless they pressure him. If they pressure him at the start with some really strong dual lane, then I could see it working out, because then you can set up for Sunstrikes. But maybe similar to PL like last game, where there's no good counters for him on the opposite team and they're not to stop him from farming at all.
So wait and see. what it is that they're going to take as this last pick.
Oh, okay. For some reason, I thought Beast was Beast Man. I was like, there's no way they would pick Beast.
Safe lane Clockwork, right? Mid Clockwork. Let's go. All right, Drow Ranger. You said pressure. You said
they
push.
masked it with the Drow. Nice. I actually like this a lot. I considered the possibility when they first phased Weaver that they would go for it, but then I didn't really think they would do it with the. But yeah, that's the way to do it. That's how you bait out an AM pick and then go for the push strat. It might still lose, but it's.
All right. So then, as far as like lanes and everything else goes, a Viper taken is the last for Empire.
I don't actually think Viper's that great for Viper Drow strats. It has no wave clear, you can't counter push quickly, and you struggle a lot versus heavy physical damage. It's tough. Also, Nyx can just right-click FN and corrosive, and you get instant call. Or you can just cast anything on him, and then you get just like massive amounts of stun. Viper versus Nyx is incredibly annoying.
So a tough match is ahead, is what you're telling me. You're thinking you're going to see for Empire.
What is that Rubik set?
Arcana?
It looks
Blockchain?
alien.
I don't know. It does look a little insane. That thing is nuts.
Is it gonna? You said it's gonna be a tough match for Empire. I think so. I think Drow strats are. It's with Invoker. I guess. I mean, Invoker is not the type of hero that can end the game. Like, if he ends the game in 15-20 minutes, it's not because of the Invoker pick.
Yeah,
I will say. It's usually because of the pick. So I think the thing is maybe they wouldn't have picked the anti-mage if they didn't pick the Invoker.
Well, it is what it is. One thing we were talking about, and it's what we're going to see, is Dogfights potentially playing the Weaver. And when he was playing back in the day, he liked to play a lot of these like sneaky, run around, find courier pick-off type of heroes. I'm really curious if he goes for like the Swarm level one and tries to farm in the jungle, and maybe try and play it a little bit more greedy the way that Lil did, where you can build into a really quick Aghanim, or if he tries to move around more and make stuff happen with a little bit of the damage increase he's going to start with. Do you have a preference of those?
I think ending the game early versus AM is always keeping them down. I don't think Scepter is. I guess if you push high ground, you have Scepter to block a lot of like Viper Strike and AA Blast. It's nice, but I would prefer like Medallion early. The AM weak. Yeah. Once AM gets his like Battle Fury Manta, that's when you have a hard game. If you don't have most of the T2s done by then, I think.
Look at Dogfights. I knew it. This guy always does it. Places down the ward. He's just going to chill here and then try and snake that courier. Lives for. And it's also kind of cool because he's able to get down both of these wards before anybody shows up. So blocking out the camp, also having some vision here for mid to see where everybody's going to, and being able to possibly put the pressure onto FN early would be quite helpful. Question is, do Empire have an inkling that this could be happening?
I don't think so. I don't know. Dogfights is pretty well known for that.
Yeah.
The thing is, he can kill it from either side, though. He's a super mobile hero, so he's not gonna have like if they skirt it around to the right side, he's not gonna have. So let's see. You mentioned the swap between Kata, July Nyx, Synderen absolutely despises up.
All right. Does he have a reason in particular, or just, you know?
He said he loses most matchups 1-on-1, 1-on-2, and most of the time you're just scouting at 6. In which case, to quote him, near word for word.
All right. Fair enough. Oh, and here it comes. Courier moving out with the salve, and Dogfights hits it once, hits it twice. A little bit of gold for everybody, and no salve for poor little FN.
That's really bad, because you want your Viper to pressure your Invoker, but right now I think Dogfights can just go mid, right-click FN. He might actually die if he gets 2. But, you know, the HP now. that half HP with.
Oh, it feels bad. Injuly is pulling the creep wave past and trying to, you know, get a little bit of farm here for himself. Meanwhile, the Clockwork off to the side was able to mess around and contest for the pull. He is going to be able to pull these creeps past, it looks like, as well. Didn't get the... Rubik, Roger, trying to pull himself a dogfight. This is actually going to work out, though. He's instead going to come in mid and mess around a little bit. They pull back the Invoker, dealing some damage. They have a Sentry Ward down as well. As Paparazzi already going to take enough damage to fall. Looks like he will be able to live through that, and with the Courier bringing out some tangos, heal up ever so slowly.
Dogfight's hanging around. Is he going to be able to get 2 rune? Be able to steal at least bounty on the left side.
And this is the nice part about playing these heroes, is you can, you know, start to move around and get yourself those bounties.
Oh, I thought he might be going. He could actually go for a kill on mid. The wave is pushing in. Aposhka actually looks like he's chicken instead. Oh, wait.
I mean, he's doesn't have Chilling Touch for another 8 seconds, but the creep wave's going to be pushing under tower now, and a little bit of damage being dealt. Paparazzi, no points in Wex, means that it's going to be tough, although FN tanking the tower. He's going to end up falling instead. First blood drawn by Paparazzi, turns to fight and takes another. Oh, damn! 11 HP showing off.
Ooh, that creep wave was in the worst position possible. So close to the tower that you think is actually going to tank it, so you get baited in. He got baited in by his creep right there.
That was so sick. Oh, man. Whose creep side are you on?
Away with what? He was 8 HP?
Yeah, it was low.
Yep, and Hooker's supposed to have a bad start, but then you kill the chicken and then you get a double kill. There goes that. Hello, 7-minute Midas.
Yeah, and I mean,
he went for a stick? He's versus Viper. What?
I don't know. I'm not sure.
He probably just bought items, like he had the stat items and he just wanted to buy cheap items because he thought he was going to die. That's my line of reasoning. I mean, it's good later on. Oh, well, actually, pushing it.
Bottom lane there, they're able to find a kill on Injuly, and Resolution just going to salve up afterwards.
Sinnerin wasn't wrong.
He knew what he was talking about, at least there. Ghostic in the meantime has been able to get inside with Super and the Sunstrike to try and turn it. IGV keeping their buddies alive, and Paparazzi on this Invoker, showing why he is well known for it. As bottom lane, they've been able to find Maposhka yet again. So in July, showing up with a little bit of help from the support Weaver. Maybe Nyx Assassin is good if you have a support Weaver.
Rezo.
Spiked. Pale onto 2. Dealing damage to Roger. He's in some more trouble. Dogfights making it all happen. 5-1 start. IG Vitality striking back in a big way, but Dogfights might end up dying for it, so they do trade kills.
That move.
But Venom and the Mana Burn. Paparazzi getting dove yet again in the mid lane. He turns to fight. Ghostic is going to push him back, but can Paparazzi get out? Is he going to be able to salve up and live through it? Indeed he is. And instead, when they gank Paparazzi, they do not take into account that tower damage. Living again.
That Clockwork Cogs pushed Paparazzi so far away from the Viper.
And he still doesn't have any points in Wex. And like, it's going to be the Shrine now as well, so he's going to be back up to almost full mana. He's been playing a fabulous Invoker, and this is the scary part. All this Drow Aura coming online and him having a decent beginning. How worrying is this for Empire?
It was scary to the crap. It's better than what you would expect coming up from that. Viper's getting destroyed. I still do not completely understand why they picked Viper, though. I'm not a Viper player myself. I do not think. The hero's good at winning the lane, being super tanky, and kind of pushing with the mini. But Psychotic is double pushback.
Trying to run away. He's juking them out. Can he actually escape from this, though? Power Tread's trying to keep him alive, and Super here. Can they make the escape? Running, trying to find it, and, well, with Dogfight showing up, they might just be able to do it. They're so close. He just wants a little touch and is going to be able to hit him finally. I do wonder if Drow maybe kept on running and would have lived, but probably not.
Probably not. Clockwork's pretty good. 35 versus So yeah, that was right before he had 6. Look how close he is to 6.
He'll get it now and help out the rest. But yeah, it's a little frustrating for sure. The big problem we do see here, of course, is that Empire is still getting a lot of farm on their anti-mage.
Yep.
FN? Oh, able to dodge, able to juke. Can he jive, though? Taking the damage. Roger shows up, though, with Maposhka as well. They're trying to go after Paparazzi. The Sentry Ward is already down. So finally, that Invoker will be brought down the mid lane. And in July, also in some trouble. The Viper Strike finally wearing off, but they did get in range for the Battery Assault. So 3 die in the mid lane because Empire brought 4.
That's why Viper's good. Go on him, get Corrosive, easy to turn around. I don't know how so many Empire heroes got there so quickly, but that's a huge, huge win.
Much needed.
I wonder if Invoker's gonna... Man, I thought he was gonna get like a 7-minute Midas. No, I guess he had went for Aquila, so Aquila's a lot. Yeah, I wonder who's gonna go.
Yeah, I mean, is this a normal type of like Drow strat where you want to really try and push the tempo? Because
yes,
I mean they do have, you know, a Weaver in the 4 role that's been getting a decent amount. You don't think so? Still, that they still want to keep it up.
AM though.
Yeah.
I think AM crushes most of these heroes.
Yep.
One Gust, don't think.
Yeah, my goal was like for 2 years after.
No, they have a lot of damage though.
Oh
my God.
Okay. Warfork doesn't have any armor. Time to pick up that chainmail, buddy.
To pick up something, that's for sure. The Tranquil is no longer given armor.
Okay, see, Dogfights is going for the medallions. For sure. As soon as the towers start toppling.
Saw there for a while. Roger was sitting mid to see if they could catch Paparazzi as he came back to lane, but isn't going to happen since he ended up heading back towards the jungle instead. And it looks like Roger Maposhka to find Super, but instead Super is going to be pulling, and now he sees these creeps are hitting the rest of Empire. Clockwork hooks in, connects onto the Weaver, and finally Dogfights is going to be punished for all that movement.
This is a Weaver, no good. Much rather kill the Drow Ranger. Next assassin is not really having a good time on bottom. Oh wait, they're switching Drow Ranger up there. That should happen, especially as soon as the T1 dies on top. This is where things get. AM, he wants to get as far as he can before the push gets even more problematic than it already is.
The nice part for Empire is they do have this Ancient Apparition available to try and spam out waves once he gets level 6 and throw it at the constantly pushing team from IG Vitality.
Oh, I guess actually that tower's up. Completely.
He's going to try and pull it past, but in July is here. The Impaled juked again. Empire able to make the escape, and guess what? Icy Vortex giving him a little bit of extra movement speed. Dogfights is going to be a little bit off the mark with the Swarm, but still too might end up dying. Jukes and dives away from the Sunstrike, and the TP in from Ghost Stick. Going to have to back out. AGV able to secure the kill.
Uh-oh. Good big TP'd in. They're slowing them down so much. That AA just saved that tower, and look, AM's actually going to get a tower in response. Oh my god.
They're making the plays happen. Ghost Stick actually pushes everybody out and is going to hook shot to Dogfights. Might end up killing him as well. Dogfights, where are you going? Oh, 12 HP, he's going to live. And now Roger forces them back. There are 4 heroes here for IGV, and they just can't push this tower.
Yeah, they could have just right-clicked the tower, but they did that AA play, though. It drugged them so far away.
And Rubik as well. Like, they can't really wrap around with these heroes super effectively. Dogfights and Super, they're really scared to walk up high ground with good reason, because Ghost Stick is starting to run them down now, but they're all going to be grouped up together. Can they kill them off in time? No, they're still going to be able to find a kill coming in and just barely keeping Super alive. It's a trade of the Ghost Stick clock for Dogfights Weaver, and still this tower stands while Resolution is pushing top.
Did he get that tower? Drow aura. Wow.
Yeah.
I'm surprised. I mean, Viper was sparked there. Nice one, Popper up.
Still able to do it. So 11 minutes in, IGV with a pretty substantial lead in terms of gold, 3,000 because of the towers they've taken. What is the like item that Resolution getting into is going to sort of make the difference with?
Man.
Okay.
Battle Fury Manta, then you can start fighting well. With just Battle Fury, you'll just get
Shot in. It found Drow and pushed back the other two supports. Well done. Gus doesn't hit onto anybody, but it does look like Drow going to be brought low. Can she get out? No is the answer. So they lose the Drow Ranger. Dogfight's forced to fight back, and now the AA Blast is going to connect onto Super. Well played by Maposhka. Sunstrike finding the kill. Not quite. It's out.
That Soul and Swarm 2 really hurt them. Woof! Ghostic threaded the needle there. Can't believe he actually found the Drow Ranger. It's crazy good. And that tower still doing. I still would say that Maposhka with those plays on the ball, like it's completely salvaged this game. It could easily be like a 7,000 net worth lead, I would say, for IG Vitality. You just kill the AA down there, take the tower immediately after, and then proceed into Roche. They could be doing Roche right now.
Well, this is a pretty good thing to be doing as well.
Yep, that's nice.
Killing them off, and the initiation came from Sakata with the 3 points up in Gust, actually. So much more emphasis on trying to put that silence out on them and make sure that can't get any counter kills. Still waiting to see where it is that these heroes go next for IGV. It almost feels as if they're like missing out on timing, but I guess the other thing is that Paparazzi has been given a ton of space to farm for himself and is going to have a Force Staff already online. Force, a little bit different.
Clock. It's like Drow Ranger's going for Pike first. It's gonna slow down their timing though. Like having to go for a finish of Hurricane Pike instead of going for a Yasha, like slows down your entire team. I would have preferred actually go, I think 1-4. And then rely on Roche to tank like a Clockwork Coach. You just accept it. I mean, ideally you don't get hit. You have ways to
deal with it, guys. It really does feel like they don't really care that much about, I mean, I guess that they do care, but they're not like a huge emphasis placed on finishing off all the towers or going to the other ones. They're more focused on like getting into those items for Paparazzi. Like you can see that, Sakata actually ends up getting caught in the jungle, and he's going to be able to push one back, but Resolution is still on the chase. The A Blast coming in. They do manage to drop the heal, but I don't think they got it out in time. Ghostic, good amount of damage. Does Sakata heal up enough to live through this? Just barely. Man, that was close.
That's pretty close.
So there's that interesting dynamic as well with the False Promise and the Ancient Apparition Ice Blast. You can wait a second afterwards, then more often than not, you'll still get or you will always get the heal off of False Promise.
Yep, he wasn't able to. But at least he... Still pretty good move from Empire. They're able to put pressure on before anti-PG with Battle Fury. A 15-minute Battle Fury, definitely good timing from him. So.
Yeah, man. He's having himself a good old time. Kata, +5 to all stats, trying to stay tanky. Almost at the pike for him. Empire, the ones making sure that FN has a good time, too. They're just always about making sure he's happy. Oh, Ghostic found another one. Gust him away. Gonna heal some more. It's just like sort of being a pest, constantly jumping in there and hitting them and then running away.
Just there to buy time for Rezo. And he's doing a good job of it.
Rezo is actually up on the cliff right now. He's being scouted by In July. Are they actually going to find this kill? Looking for it. The Impale. Oh, it's off the mark. Oh, don't worry. Nobody saw, I'm sure.
Not sure if that would have been. That was a difficult Sunstrike to hit, not hit anything.
Yeah. Resolution. The Battle Fury is there for him, so the farming can continue. IGV, the tier 1 tower bottom, still standing, and it doesn't feel like there's a concerted effort to make sure it gets taken down. It doesn't really feel like IGV are sort of more content farming. Do you think this is a mistake? Is this...
It's not really a mistake. They just don't really have a good play now that they botched the T1 bottom. FN was just sitting there with the move behind. And he has the 170 health, 175 health from level 10. So Just look at the sports. Literally just sitting right behind Roger is.
Wow, and instead it's Empire the ones going as 4 towards mid.
Viper's a very good 4-man hero.
Yeah. God, they've got so many creeps. Bottom lane is going to be taken by Paparazzi, but in the meantime, all of his damage being dealt. They were able to find a kill, actually. Over to the side, they took down Resolution. He ended up getting rooted there by the Ancients, and they're also going to take down the Oracle. Empire do.
In July, bursted him down, and then Oracle was able to... he Purifying Flames from the low ground, and I think he actually did need it.
Okay.
So he was out of his influence.
Dogfight is going to get found again. He's just skittering around here. We'll have another Sakuchi to try and make the escape. Dust ends up hitting. Now Rubik has stolen Sakuchi. Could chase here if they want to. They have the Icy Vortex to slow him down a little bit, but I do think the Dogfights gets out of this one. Rubik has Sakuchi.
Best spell to steal. Actually, Impale's pretty good too. Sakuchi, I think, is number 1. Number 1. FN, it's just been left. He is Pike himself. Pike on Pike on Pike on Pike.
We're by the Pike Place Market. They're buying pikes. It's all happening.
Isn't Pike like a type of fish too?
Yeah. Sort of like an
Can
eel.
eat it?
Sure.
You can eat pikes.
You can eat anything.
You can eat pikes with a pike.
Yeah, you can pike it. Pike at.
Pike.
He's Hurricane Piking the Forge Spirit. I haven't seen that before, but want to make sure that he...
Show me boss. They need to take Roche out soon. This is a slow Drow lineup that they aren't able to take Roche 18 minutes. But AM's getting there, dude.
Paparazzi is going to be found. The Ice Blast coming through. I do believe he is dead. A tornado up. Going to just lift him up in the air before he falls down himself. GV.
It's susceptible. He lost 300 gold, but he had already completed.
Is that what they've been waiting for this whole time? Like, otherwise it's just sort of a 3-spell Invoker. Does this change things?
Oh, Roger.
Oh, well played. The Force Staff's going to keep him alive for the moment. They wanted to get the Sakuchi damage out with that catch, but is it going to be enough? They're still keeping him alive. Roger taking a lot of damage as well. Is not going to end up dying to those right clicks. He's able to disjoint them, and now they've caught the Oracle as well. All right, there are a lot of bugs on all these people. Sakata, Shadowblade, just wanting to not get found, but 3 are already dead, and well, Invoker back up shortly. Kamaposh could get out of here. He's taken a ton of damage, ends up falling to dogfights. And with Invoker coming back, it might be time finally for Empire to retreat. Razzi's got him in the sights, though. The tornado goes out. Is it long enough range? It would have been, but wasn't right on the target.
I will say Empire, they're playing the focus very, very good. Anti-Mage, yeah, he's died a couple of times, but he's had incredible amounts of time. I guess if you're going to pick up a stand-in, this is the way to play it.
Yeah, for sure. Man, and you look at him, the Resolution's just like get whatever he wants as well this whole game. And I don't really know, like, if you're IGV, do you just have to ignore him at this point and just try and like go in, find a pick off secure Roche, or do you try and keep trying to pick off the anti-mage?
He is, I think, too fat now.
They're going to try and sneak Roche, and they have the bug on him. They have the disarm as well coming from Super, and they are going to not get scouted. It looks like this one should be a freebie, as In July will die, making space for the rest of his team.
I think Invoker will probably be a better. I think they're going to have to rely on him a lot. So they weren't able to play this like a typical Drow strat. Failed push on T1 bottom. They had the Invoker in mid instead of like a right clicker. Paired with Drow, there's sometimes OD. But with Invoker, your playstyle completely changes because you have to wait until 20. But on the other side, you have AM, who also needs to generally, I would say, is a lot more explosive than the Rezo. Just about 600, 700 gold away from that Manta style. I think he can join the fights and ban avoid the win fights. I think they're farmed it out now. Or rather.
Yeah. We do also have the Midas that's been picked up for Nyx Assassin, so it is very much just aimed at that late game. Try and find pickoffs where they can with Nyx, Vendetta, and then a Sunstrike from Paparazzi. Maybe a little bit of help from Dogfights. Actually, Empire all staying up on the high ground. They just want to find a pickoff onto that Weaver, as he is only 1,700 gold away from Aghanim Scepter.
Plan B.
1,300 HP right now on this Anti-Mage. They are moving in, and they do now hit on that scan. Roger immediately going to back off, but they have sights on Resolution. It's a really hard pickoff, though. Oh, he ended up getting revealed right away. Didn't get the Vendetta damage out. It wouldn't have been enough anyways, but it will still escape Tornado. It's actually going to clip him. They're able to find him for the moment, but can they follow it up with anything? No. Looks like the answer not be anything. And now off to the side, it's going to be a lift back. They actually are able to pull that Drow Ranger down as she tried to force Staff away. Might still be enough damage. Super being controlled and taken down by FN, and Sakata trying to get his way out of there, but it's going to be the Aegis expiring, and now FN, Cold Snap, taking a lot of this damage. Resolution can't pop in to help out. So the 5-man from IGV ends up working out.
Yet how are they able to bring in everyone so quickly? In July was just top.
Yeah, I don't know.
Well, Super in the right place at the right time, just sitting there backing up his Drow Ranger. They did pop the Aegis, but here they go with the timing of the push. Manta, Battle Fury, doesn't look like it's going to be enough.
Wow, and immediate buyback from the Viper as soon as they get ready to push high ground. So IGV content with that for the moment. And Resolution forced to go back to the farming grind. I say forced, he's probably having a great time.
Yeah, a lot of time as I am, that's great. It's a smile on your face, buddy. Does any teammate ever smile? I don't think so.
He usually has his mouth covered.
He just talks shit about Magic.
Yeah.
Doesn't even, he's just there. He's like the ultimate type of asshole. He doesn't even take any pleasure from it. He's just there to make other people miserable.
Yeah. It's like Naga Siren. You like playing Naga Siren, though.
I do, but yeah, that makes me happy. I'm the other kind of asshole. The one that takes pleasure from that.
Right. Is he going to be caught? Nope, and then it's stolen by Rubik now, trying to get out, and he is going to get a Spike Carapace, not onto 2, but nothing really doing. The rest of IGV should back out. They spot Roger. Okay, well, that's not good. He's dead. Vendetta gone.
Core for support. Actually, Rubik's net worth is higher than Nyx's.
Who's the real core? We're seeing that other game that the App Store was playing on it, and just went completely insane with his farm levels as well. I'd say that they're doing a pretty good job on Team Empire with the Rubik.
Oh, there's a Scepter!
They got it done? Oh man, 16-second cooldown.
Now Oracle breathe a sigh of relief. It's like shivers. Now that someone else goes in. Actually, what's actually going to happen is both of them are going to cast a spell on the same target. More stressed out.
Yeah, that's always a possibility. Requires a good amount of teamwork. I don't know if I've seen IGB play the Weaver in the support role all that often, but it's worked out really well for them, I would say. They're 7,000 net worth up, and now they're making this big smoke gank movement, and it looks like they will run into FN on the Viper.
Uh-oh.
Doesn't even have Hurricane Pike up. This is a super dead hero. Tail comes out, right clicks there, save the kill for the Sunstrike. Not really. Sakata's just gonna take it.
Fun. That's a... Oh, wait, yeah, he doesn't have buyback. Time to push high ground.
40 seconds, and the best thing they could do right now is just Cogs to try and keep him back, but I don't even know if that's super possible. Rubik did steal Forge Spirits, which is quite good. Tornado trying to find somebody, fishing, but didn't connect. Is Resolution gonna get a courier kill? That's random. The slow siege is going to continue with Alacrity Drow Ranger. The Ice Blast comes through, but the time lapse away and the follow-up. They're going to both get caught in the cogs, though. What's the follow-up here to be able to deal any amount of damage? They're starting to bring down the Clockwork, trying to kill him off. Paparazzi's there, a big mana void, enough to take down the Nyx, but nothing more. And Weaver also will have time lapse back up now if they want to use it to try and keep Sakata alive. Dogfights needs to catch up. It's a little bit too late, and now he's also dusted. They have eyes on him. Can they catch up, though? There's the lift, there's the right clicks, and soon to be Dogfights out of the fight because time lapse is a balance spell.
Oh god, what I said was gonna happen happened. Oh no.
I wanted to have some faith that yeah, it happened.
Yeah.
So Resolution now has built into a Manta style, has the butterfly completed, but it hasn't felt like, you know, he obviously hasn't been in the fights. Does he start to join them now, or does he want to wait for like Abyssal?
No, he can join them now. This D3's hasn't fallen yet, so he doesn't have to trade split push. He can still defend, especially now that they still have shrines out. I think they just need more items on the Viper right now. He probably needs more armor. He did go for a halberd. Evasion's nice, but I also think you need a mix of armor and evasion. And HP. He already has the 8. He went for 15 strength on at 15. I think that's the right call here. He's just there to tank so that AM does far more damage than he does.
Right.
Mage has 330 plus hits.
Been hitting him quite good. Yeah, and there's a couple nice things here, like Silver Edge for Drow and going back for the MKB next. But it does feel like they're going to need to obviously win a team fight in a pretty convincing fashion before they're able to take high ground, since AIMS can constantly push out the waves.
It sucks for him because Silver Edge was good when he was thinking about getting it, and now it's not good because Viper, he died, he fought back, and then he died again in a few minutes span of time. So now, like, main target of you want to deal with the anti-mage, but Silver Edge isn't actually that great versus anti-mage. That's magic anti-mage. Other side of IG.
Ooh. Paparazzi TP's into everybody and actually is just going to be able to walk out. They're able to dodge away from a couple of those spells. The stuns come out. Clockwork lifted up in the air. Meanwhile, Resolution trying to bring down Angel Eye. Can take him out if he wants to. The Mana Void comes, but Ghostic pushes back too with the cogs as well. Steals the Meteor, throws it back at him. Able to Force Staff away both of these cores, still staying alive for the moment. Paparazzi, is he going to be able to make an escape? He does have Cold Snap as well. He's going to use it onto Rezo to force him back again. So they only lose the Nyx Assassin, and well, also now going to lose the Clockwork.
I think they changed this that you can't actually carapace the corrosive anymore. It looked like he tried to do that. I don't know when they changed it.
Yeah. So final tally is a 1-for-1 exchange between the two offlaners, but maybe a little bit worrying that the Invoker can just run into everybody and not have to worry about getting brought down. Paparazzi playing it quite well with that Linken's.
Skin's damage has the no reflect.
I don't know what that
means. It's to prevent infinite damage.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay. So I don't know when they changed that, but it used to be like Morphling was sometimes Pick versus Viper. You would replicate the Viper, and they would just corrosive skin each other in turn.
Right.
That was super. So I guess they changed it.
Barely off the mark, not spotted. FN is there. They spot him now, and there's the lift up. They break through the Lincoln. Silence is out onto the Rubik already, but the Impale came out and connected onto 2. Paparazzi very slowed, but they can't catch up with the Clockwork, and the Ice Blast is not going to hit there either. Paparazzi almost died and is going to be saved at the last second. The Disarm connects onto 3 as well. Dogfights in the area will have time lapse off cooldown in 2 seconds if things get a little bit too testy. They're able to force him back yet again. Disarmed and everything else to all hell. Man, Solution's not liking that Sunstrike. Not bad, but not enough.
They're doing Paparazzi's doing an extremely good job cutting the anti. But it's painful. Maybe like 800, 900.
Well, and they have all these different abilities to try and mess with Anti-Mage's right clicks coming through. They are going to spot this Roche now, and they want to get there. Paparazzi is TPing in, but I don't know if it's quite in time. The tornado comes out. It doesn't connect onto Resolution, and he is going to be able to do it. They catch the Ice Blast onto 2 as well, and now Clockwork trying to chase is not going to be able to kill off Paparazzi. But the Roche is already down, and Resolution has the Aegis.
Super important. The Drow Ranger is falling further and further behind. Like, she might have to consider like buying a BKB suit, but she really wants her MKB because she needs to deal with the 3 sources of evasion: the Butterfly, the Halberd, and the Solar Crest. She's not going to do any damage. She goes for BKB. If she gets MKB, she might just die. Proc off. Sticky situation with Drow. I'm sure she regrets the Silver Edge now. Kind of sucks for her about how the game panned out, but that's how it goes with item builds.
And now a Basher done on Anti-Mage. It's going to become even more difficult. I guess Glass Cannon and relying upon your supports is the other way that you can play this for IGV. It looks like Nyx Assassin is going to be going for a Force Staff for himself next. They have a lot of ways to keep him alive. All of these heroes. False Promise, Time Lapse, Fate's Edict to be able to disarm the Anti-Mage. They've got a decent amount of stuns that have been hitting from in July.
I actually think you just Fate's Edict the Vibrant and just ignore him.
Okay.
Because he doesn't have any way to break it right now.
Yeah.
That's a long duration disarm right now. 4.5 second disarm, 7 second cooldown, use cats twice on him, and I guess he's immune to magic damage too, so you won't get corrosive too. That's actually pretty nice in a fight, as long as you don't take it. Might be something to consider.
This was a pub match though, of course. Your Lina would probably Laguna Blade him, and then, you know, that's always good. Pro match you can expect.
Meatball blasting.
Yeah. Pro match you can expect the rest of your team to know what they're supposed to do around that spell. It is a really complicated hero to play and, you know, play around. In some ways it's almost like an IO to do at each point in time. And yeah, they're starting to Fate's Edict FN.
Yeah, he's definitely the target of Fate's Edict. I don't even think you have Fate's Edict anything else. Just maybe, I guess, a target that gets AA blasted, but you can just ulti that or type.
Paparazzi to get lifted. Force Staff? No. Roger unable to make it happen, and instead they've been able to catch onto the Drow. Excuse me, the Oracle. He does fall. That would have been big if it was the Drow, but was not. So break there connects on the Anti-Mage. Almost level 25.
Dogfights was not quick with the. I didn't see his position. He was probably going around.
Now they have the Drow. Need to time lapse him quickly. Where'd it go? It doesn't come out in time, and instead Drow is just going to drop. Now Clockwork taking a lot of damage. They do a buyback on Drow, but you don't want to have to use it. Well, it turns out that they're going to have to. Tornado connects onto nothing except for AM Illusions. That one hurt.
Dogfights didn't get 2 time lapses off in a row. I think he time lapsed himself there.
Oh no, not again. All right, well, they time-lapse that one, and then a couple of quick Force Staffs. They keep him back. Can they kill him off? They will. All right, a nice start to this. Can they make it happen a second time now? They're going to have the Gust. It does get the silence in the midst of it, but did see Anti-Mage able to blink out, keep himself alive. Tornado will not hit yet again.
What a sick carrot face. They weathered the storm. Both T3s, bad shape.
Did cost the Drow Ranger buyback, of course, which is not what you would want to have happen.
No, her MKB.
It was already a very frustrating set of circumstances.
Oh, FN.
Accentuated. Is he going to end up getting caught? And July's there. Dogfights as well. Stun comes through. They connect. Sunstrike as well. Ice Blast is out. They stun up that guy, but immediately able to back out again. And now Ghostic, he's caught in July. Dogfights need to get out of there. He's just going to get torn asunder. And actually, Rubik now stole time-lapse for himself. But 2 dead yet again, and this is the thing you were talking about. Anti-Mage getting out of control and just no answer for it.
Yep. Resolution. Oh, Drow not getting the Aegis is, I think, just super detrimental. You need multiple Aegis on Drow Ranger, so you can, like, if she had Aegis up in that fight, and the T3, they wouldn't even been pushing at that point. And now you kind of have to play for the opposite type of game when you're versus AM. We'll just wait for him to get 2 and have 2. Like he can still get 1 more item, and then after that is Moonshot, but everything after that is marginal. That's the other way to deal with anti-mage, but that's like 5 minutes game. And I think Empire may be able to end it, or at least take down the T3.
Go Stick. You have some vision there on the Paparazzi, but not wanting to push his luck. They will take down that tier 3. No, not quite. Take down the tier 3 tower, and they'll be able to hold on to it, IGV. So at the very least, things sort of holding on for the moment. It's not the greatest in the world. It feels like IGV just need to win a fight, sort of. What's their avenue for doing that? What's the most important?
We just saw one, which was him attacking a carapace next.
Okay.
But I think that's gonna change real fast once Anthony's BKB. It's pretty much just kiting to AM during the entirety of his BKB. It's very tough. That's A, he has Blink. B, he has BKB, and 3, he has Abyssal. Or C.
Gotcha. I was picking up what you were putting down. Well, somebody else who's in some trouble there. They got the breakout, and a DD was there on Drow as well, but Viper's still living through it. Resolution gets the stun. That is going to be dogfights falling. No, they get the false promise at the last second. 16 HP still might end up falling regardless, and Paparazzi gets a double kill on the north side of the fight, so they are able to kite him away for the moment. Mafoshin's starting to drop low. He is going to just get destroyed. It's a triple kill for Paparazzi. So while they were all chasing around the Drow and the Weaver, Paparazzi went to work.
Yeah, Viper just got hexed at the beginning of the fight. I did not realize that he just picked up a hex. So Rezo actually has to be very, very scared now. Ben, man, falling off heavily. Farm. Like, Drow's still useful because she busts out the Invoker who has a ton of attack speed. He didn't go for that. The first T3 shall finally fall.
They're doing it.
So now the Lincolns prevents the Blink Abyssal to the mass panic of spells that get thrown at them or something.
Did find a lift onto the Nyx, but to what end? The only thing they really gain is going to be the Spike Carapace on the Rubik.
Carapace
Big
is a pretty good spell to have.
Yeah.
You're versus an Invoker who doesn't have BKB. So if you get hit by any of the AoE spells, you can potentially burst them down very easily with the 8. I think it's better than the spell he had earlier. Okay, they need Roche on both sides, actually.
Yeah, you said that the next timing is going to be when it is that Anti-Mage starts to fall off. I mean, is it sort of like a point where the cores and supports on the Dire get enough items to further kite him, or is it more about like...
Well, he's the main damage dealer on Empire side. Viper went for all HP items. He's the tank. He doesn't do any damage. Clockwork, he's just there for control, so they AM can do damage, and so that they stop their damage coming out from Paparazzi and the other heroes. And he needs a way to deal with the Scythe right now. BKB's not a good solution to Scythe because you can get Scythe before you just die. So they need like Lotus to work with other heroes so that he can pop his BKB out of Scythe. And there's these chain of events that need to happen, but Resolution's the only one that has a lot of farm. Or the IT Vitality, you have Nick Sesson, who's had a Midas for a very long time. He's pretty low on net worth, but 10, 20 minutes on down the road, he's going to have Scepter and all these other annoying items that just is going to make life incredibly difficult. Again, Invoker is almost 6-slotted too.
And we also saw Invoker go for that AoE Deafening Blast, which has been really important. Like, all of these heroes are mainly right-clickers, which obviously gets disabled when you end up having that AoE Deafening Blast. And actually, Paparazzi, look at this guy back behind enemy lines. Injali's going to be able to find the stun. The Hex comes out immediately. Actually, Force-Staff him closer to Paparazzi. Can they get out of there? The BKB's been popped, though, and now they've got him. The time-lapse, they keep him alive. False Promises there as well, but they are still going to be able to control out Sakata, and no other regenning spells or survivability defensive spells are there to keep him alive. And Paparazzi controlled, going to be killed off. Suddenly, it all falls apart for IGV.
I'm a little surprised they thought they could actually kill AM. He has, I don't know, who's really doing damage? Invoker, Sunstrike, really? He has so much magic resistance, it's not really an evasion that he's not wise. Nyx does no damage, Weaver does no damage, Oracle does no damage. So it's pretty much just a Drow range, but Drow is not that farmed to the point where she can just blow up anything. And that Force Staff that came out, I believe, from Clockwork, maybe from Roger too. Saved him during the Hex.
I didn't see if the Drow got the Silver Edge proc on him too, because maybe if like
Yeah, maybe they missed that.
that feels like it might be one of those avenues to.
He was at like half though. Maybe actually, but I think it was more than. Wow. And he has an ulti too. Oh my god, his magic was just
Yeah, it's pretty absurd. It does look like Super will live there. Gets the Fate's Edict on himself. It's back out yet again. Resolution. Oh, if they catch Paparazzi right now, this would be such a tremendous moment, and I thought he was going to go for it, but he's just going to send his illusions forward. Do a little bit of chip damage, back one out afterwards. Roche is the call.
Who do they give it to? Give both to FN?
Alright, just for Rezo. Still the most important hero in the game.
No blink cooldown for him. Flip it. Butterfly around.
Oh yeah, he took the attack speed talent. I've been seeing a lot more of the blink cooldown, but
Apparently Miracle does the attack speed, so a lot of ants have following suit.
it's funny the way that goes.
The blink cooldown's nice.
Yeah. Just popping around everywhere. It makes it super easy to play the hero. Maybe that's why, is because like you can have a, if you're more judicious about your blinks and you're not just blinking at random, probably is better. Another big item pickup now. Rubik has the Aghanim Scepter. I think that this almost instantly changes it to a much better pickup to take time lapse. Like that's the best spell to take now. Would you agree?
Yes. Would agree.
Again, just to keep in everybody's mind what this match means, if IGV are able to win this, they would go up with a ostensibly 2-game advantage over Empire and put them on the path towards being able to make an upper bracket run. Likewise, Empire, if they want to keep their hopes alive of that, they would tie it up with IGV if they could win this game. A lot on the line for both of these teams, where they would love to be able to not have to drop down to that lower bracket.
IGV gonna sit in their base until Invoker buyback cools down. I don't think Empire can give them the chance. Time to press onwards. But actually, they don't have to team.
It's tough. You know, 4.5 minutes left, and they've been able to keep the lanes pushed into IGV's base pretty much the whole time.
Oh, Reza's DD. Oh my god.
All right, time to party. 500 damage a pop. Paparazzi almost showing there. He's just going to walk forward, take the tower. He does get Fate's Edict, so he get disarmed for a moment.
Oh, I got this.
Hey, they got the tower, though.
Yep.
Are they just going to do that again?
Should.
Damage. And in July stuns. So hard to make it happen. They actually found the right one, but Ghost Stick with the counterplay. He's caught Dogfight for the moment. Does have time lapse. These illusions doing too much. And again, they use both of their defensive spells on Dogfights. They steal Sakuchi, not time lapse that time. But it looks like the rest of Empire will get out. Dogfight's just barely living there.
Yeah, if they time lapse, they can actually just blink and attack the tower and then just time lapse out. It's kind of like the X. Actually, I think it's better than X in that regard.
Although it was just Sakuchi for now, so really good by Dogfights to not give them that. Missile onto Nyx, time lapse, and then bounces back. The Spike Carapace turnaround, well played. The Force Staff pushing away and keeping that Rubik up in the air. The catch is also coming out. He's able to jump away. Sakuchi saving the life of a Rubik right there.
They're out of mana. They don't have that much time left with the Aegis. 1.5 minutes with the Aegis and with no buyback for 3 minutes. So I still think they can do significant structural damage, and if not, at least try to.
mean, Paparazzi this whole game, and IGV in particular, have shown just really great tenacity, you know, not sort of overextending ever or being very patient with their timings to make sure that they don't like take a bad fight. But Paparazzi right now does not have buyback, and very scary for them to get caught. For Empire, where are we looking now for them? Is it like, do they need to wait for the next round of Aegis since this one's expiring in 45 seconds?
I think they can right-click some buildings that.
Okay.
I think they have a really hard time killing AM space. Looks like Dogfight is up on top lane.
Remember, X is there. Sunstrike off the mark. Cold Snap as well. Resolution going to Manta. Back out. They retreat again. So we did just get in July level 20, so he has plus 120 GPM coming through. Did not take the agility.
He's going for F?
Later on. Yeah, that agility is kind of cool. I guess they're thinking this game's gonna last a while longer.
I was surprised he didn't go for 7 though. Stunned the anti-mage who didn't have his BKB on for a very long time. He did have the Aegis. That's a good time to kill Rezo. Many items, juggling all these things in the backpack.
I mean, this is the point too, like 4,200 gold on him. You can maybe start to pull a little bit of that into FN, give him a moon shard or something else. He has a halberd, so other ways to deal with Sakata, right-clicking all of them.
Yeah, what's the play now? Anti-mage is like 8 slotted.
I think it's giving Clockwork moon shards time. Make. So I like the animation of Clockwork's right click. Go all smooth with the shovel hit.
Okay, they mess with So yeah, this is where the game starts to get really funky. Because anti-mage is not getting any stronger, so him farming is not particularly useful for their team.
By the end of the game, here's the real question. Is Resolution going to have double the net worth of the next highest? He's at 41,000 right now.
I think he's going to give a moonshard to someone.
Oh, yeah.
He has 4,000 surplus right now. I guess they can go with like an ideal double route, maybe like what Arcane DD, just link up there, BKB, and right click the tower to back off.
Right.
That's so cool for them. This BKB's actually slept.
Hex up on the top lane. They found themselves an Ancient Apparition and got caught a little bit slipping. Rubik going to back out again. Resolution is still here, has the Abyssal Blade ready to jump if he wants to, has been able to find onto one, but there's the Impale, it connects as well. The lift is there for Paparazzi, gets force-tapped away. Tornado lift up, Ghost Stick still chasing. There's another Hex that comes out. They're able to keep Clockwork back before the Cogs come out. Now he's out of mana, getting ran down. Does he get the jump away though? It looks like the answer is no. Another kill going, 2 down for Empire. IGV striking back.
Yeah, it's gotten long enough to the point where AM actually needs other people. There's this window, like 25, 40-ish, 40, 50-ish, where AM can just completely win the game himself. Now at this point, now that IG Vitality has so many items, and like even Drow, if Drow's 6-slotted, she spreads a lot of damage out to the Weaver. And even Weaver, who was the 4, can now become like a 2.5, I would say. So like, your damage and everything is just way more spread out on the side of IG Vitality. Oh no! To the point where heroes like Rubik and all these other supports are just gonna die really quickly if left alone. So Last Shrine will be taken down outside of the base. Resolution still farming. Okay, he bought something.
Look at Drow Ranger also, the damage, 700, almost 800 damage with the DD and the Alacrity. What did he buy? He bought a gem?
He bought a Moon Shard for Viper.
Okay.
And I
think
don't
he-
know if
I think I saw one pickup.
yeah,
But...
he wouldn't base, but
Well, a Lotus Orb is there for Ancient Apparition, so now they're starting to get into these other items to deal with the Sheep Stick that's been such a big problem coming from the Invoker. And he is going for a Refresh Orb, so simultaneously double Sheep and all the other spells that he has at his disposal. I'm gonna have to make sure that my camera work is on point. There's gonna be some craziness going on
It's
here.
gonna look like the apocalypse.
Just like hellfire raining down from the ceiling and
Fire, ice, sun.
oh, in July, there's the opening. Do they try and go for more though? Paparazzi is still there, slowed because of the Ghost Walk. They force step him forward. Hex is there as well with a hook shot. The counterplay is there from Ghostic. All right, they keep him back yet again. Tornado lifts up onto 2. The silence a little bit off the mark. A good ice path from far away, connected on all 4 of those heroes from IGV, and they have to back out.
Painful ice blast. Now AM also has mana issues. He got EMP'd and then he couldn't actually do anything else in the fight. Problems. Roche is up. Clockwork Flare has scouted it out. Anti-Mage busy shrining up in base, trying to replenish his mana, but it looks like he's be able to make it for Roche. Paparazzi split pushing out all the lanes. Fire. They had to respond. They want the support system. Right now you just want. Like you don't if you see the AM out alone, that's great, but he's unlikely going to be out alone, so you want to kill any of these other heroes that are split pushing out the lanes.
And
should be pretty easy with that.
well, and that's the big trump card that we've seen so far, as like the ability of IGV to find those pickoffs, and now they're moving all of them down to the bottom. Nyx is going to pass by FN here. The gem, I don't know where it's actually at right now. Resolution blinks forward. Chase not going.
Roger wrapping around from behind with the Vendetta.
They're looking, they want it. A lot of damage could come out quickly, but Ghostic caught 2, and the Ice Blast was good. They're able to take down another. No, but the time-lapse keeping them alive for the moment. They've already lost that Oracle. They're able to jump forward. Ghostic with another amazing hook shot. The pistol almost came out and caught Paparazzi, but he does Ghost Walk away and make his escape. But they lost 2 still for IGV.
Look at Weaver.
Oh, man. Able to get it, but is he going to get caught? Looks like the answer is yes. Time lapse, probably not going to help you a ton here. He is going to be killed off. Oh, and that's a stolen time lapse as well for Roger.
Stolen time lapse, big deal. See, try going with it. Is there any way for them to stop it? I mean, I guess you can disable the root victory. He's going to have it for a long time, too.
And he has gem also.
Yep. You want to deal with it for 5 minutes? Oh my. That could be game changing. It's like the Rage Siege or the X pullback siege resolution has his eyes on Root Shot.
Yeah, that's one of those moments where, of course, if you're the Weaver, you want to be able to escape and get out, but the chance that it actually happens is so low. And then Rubik being there as well. Now they have Lotus Orbs. Now they have Time Lapse. They've been able to hit all of their spells really effectively. I feel like Ghostic has had such a big influence, more so than we've seen on most Clockworks played in the offlane position this tournament.
Yep. Been getting in there. Okay, level 25 still not out from very many heroes. Viper and Anti-Mage hit a time ago. Wow, he went 75 attack range. 20 armor. Pretty good. Viper. Yeah, 43.
Yeah.
Drow went for 25 marksmanship agility. Surely helps when you're pushing out lanes or precision aura.
Oh, they are going to be pushing down bottom here with a lot of illusions. The racks are open, and in July has an Aghanim Scepter. So even though they have, you know, they have the Aegis and time lapse and all this other stuff, they still can't feel confident pushing out because of all this split push that's coming from the Invoker and the Drow.
Yep, even the precision.
Oh, Ben, I feel bad asking this because I have no idea what the heck's going on as far as the sort of winning this game, but do you think either team is like feeling comfortable at all or more confident? Do you think that there's a team that's really ahead at this point? Net worth doesn't really matter in this stage, right?
Net worth does not matter. Well, it matters on the supports, but the net worth different doesn't matter. It's pretty much how far your supports are relative to other supports. Normally, people look at the top of the network chart. I actually think it's most important to look at the bottom of the network. Okay, so you have like AA who has that Lotus Orb, very important item for him to have versus the Mass Hexes. Oracle and AA both have that GPM talent, so they will start. Clockwork getting over Midas probably super regrettable. 60-minute game plus. Yeah, and then you have the Nyx Assassin who was doing pretty poorly, but He's been able to catch up on the Vector Minus and now has Scepter, which like AM doesn't have a BKB in his inventory, and Carapace will destroy him, as well as the lower cooldown Impale on the Scepter. So pushing high ground is incredibly difficult. I guess it's not chill. Not.
Resolution.
Look at that time lapse.
God, it's so good. Yeah, that is huge. I mean, Lotus Orbs come out, the time lapse is there. It's a good stun, it's a lot of damage. It's only a 14-second cooldown, and he ends up getting blown up. They didn't have it in time. Oh man, oh me, oh my. Resolution, Hext, what a guy. He is maybe going to drop it to get the BKB off. Trying to run away, dogfights, gets the jump out of there, and now taking out all that mana in July, even though he was underground, still gets bound. And they have to buy back. FN still inside the base, going to get the Force Staff to the low ground. But they ended up losing that range Rax.
That's how you use things. These time lapses have been incredibly hard for that West to cast in the fight. Like, anything is just so much damage right now that people just buy 1 second maybe. Not very much time to react.
MKB is going to be up for Viper as well. Yes, he hasn't been hitting as hard as possible, but with that item, you might start to be dealing a bit more of that damage, and I don't know, it feels like this high ground is really hard to push. How much longer is time lapse around? It's actually not around that much longer, so they might be able to get the melee barracks out with it, and we'll just have to keep our eye on that.
Yeah, I think he's going to do it.
Tornado lift up, maybe a little bit scary. That Hex does come out. He gets time lapsed and forced to blink away, but they got what they came for.
It might be at that point, if you're Weaver, you just don't even cast. Well, you have to cast it, but you just like, that should be your priority. Like, don't even cast Swarm if you're even worried about getting your time lapse. That was, I would say that is not, doesn't even go close to as clean as it would have. He said pretty emphatically, don't give him time lapse.
We got to take a look now. We're 58 minutes into this game. Level 25s are starting to get more online. 20% cooldown reduction for the Rubik. Anything else that's really of importance? I guess we're a little ways away still from the Nyx Assassin one. Spike Carapace damage might be good. The 40 movement speed is also nuts. Not sure what he'd go for.
Not sure. He did reflect the mana hole, but the anti-mage. So much better. Went onto him. I guess if it's on, he has 3,000 mana. Oh my god, that would be so sick if you could reflect it like a 3,000 damage mana void back onto anti-mage with a double carapace. Oh my god, that would be the craziest way for this game to end.
Well, and so, all right, it's plus 200%, so that means it's three times the damage,
200%.
right?
Okay, yeah, so 9,000 damage, and then he has, what, 62% magic resistance? So it'd be 3,000 damage. That's like almost all his HP, but that's so incredibly unlikely, but still possible.
All right, let's see it. We're all about the craziness here. Only one laying the barracks down. There's a tier 3 down as well, and Invoker has picked up the refresher. So time to see if Paparazzi's been practicing his combos.
Oh my god, AM might hit 1,000 GPM. It's crazy.
I know. 959. All right, will he save our predictions? Will it happen? Ghost Stick also has an Aghanim Scepter. Anything else that you're seeing item-wise that really sticks out as important? Scotty AM's a little different.
Might as well buy all the oh my god, that's a big Ice Blast.
Yeah, it connects onto a lot of them. Super need to retreat, and of course this is Aghanim Scepter, so he can't actually... Oh wait, no, it's not. Excuse me, Poshka doesn't have that yet. 50,000 net worth right now on that anti-mage like we talked about. And the slow siege coming from Empire. And that's giving away, you know, gems and moon shards and everything else. Solution.
This is, wait. I thought it was the last set of racks, but no.
We also have the Ancient Apparition getting the plus 8% slow and resistance increases. Ben taking some damage, 4-step back again. There's a lot of little cardies here, gotta take those down, but beware. There's Resolution ready to jump at a moment's notice.
I think Draw Ranger has been pressing her precision R on, which is very important. They need to get these lanes shoved out. Okay, AM, you have too many items, buddy.
Yeah, he's got his boots backpacked. Full backpack on his way to school.
He has his beach house. He has his like beach house next to his beach house. He has mountain house, ski resort house, his island house, his island. Man could ever wish for. A blind man that cares not for magic. He's blindfolded. Does that mean he's blind?
I think so. Or he's just a cool guy, like,
Cool guys wear blindfolds now.
Exactly. I don't know. That one movie. I don't remember what it is, and I'm not going to try to make the analogy right now, because honestly, I feel like this game could blow up in a second, and it might just be that second. They found themselves a couple of openings. The pushback, Deafening Blast is there, but Resolution popped the BKB, found in July. Is he going to get brought down? Is he going to get clipped? He does have Spike Carapace back up soon. A second Deafening Blast. Now stealing it. That still is going to be the death of the Rubik, who stole the Deafening Blast. Gem on the ground. Over to the south, though. FN hitting the barracks, able to take the range. Is he going to be able to get out of there in time? The BKB wearing off? It's not before he gets his TP completed. So one ranged barracks down for the cost of the Clockwork's life.
Glyph use, too. Very important. Rubik doesn't get a great spell. They did get that time lapse off onto the next. Super important to keep him. He's gonna be your main disabler versus the anti because you can't let him absorb off his stuns. So like they're relying on Lotuses to get him out of the hex. So they need outside stuns. Cold snap. So the I guess MKB mini stun perhaps, but that's not gonna stop him popping his sneak. Paparazzi, where are you going?
A scary time. Right now, the only one without buyback on the Dire team is Nyx Assassin. He will have it back up in a minute and a half. But it does look like right now IGV feeling comfortable, maybe moving out a little bit further than they have been in the past.
They did reclaim the gem, so seeing if they can get any of these birds down. Two of them up on the high ground. Scouted out yet. Roshan not yet up. Now, Empire still 5 strong. All they lost was just a little bit of net worth on clock.
Resolution is there. They spot him. Oh, it's so hard. He's going to walk up the hill, though. They get the stun. They get the sheep. They're pushing him forward. They're taking him down. Can they kill him off, though? Yes. They got him down at least once. An Ice Path going to come through. Ghostic has caught him, but the Deafening Blast pushback in July in trouble, but not dead as of yet. Can they get here in time to time lapse and keep him alive? They will. So they found themselves a couple. They've already bought back on Resolution.
What a trap. Woof. I didn't expect them to be out that far. Rezo didn't expect them to be out that far. You didn't expect them to be out that far. That was crazy good. Just phenomenal positioning by them. Looking at the exact one place that Anti-Mage was going to be just outside the range of his team. I don't actually know if they might have actually force-stepped him away from his team.
I think that they did, yeah.
It was either that or Empire force-stepped him because that's what they've been doing as soon as he gets hexed. But ideally, you Lotus over him, right? So maybe it's like Clockwork. Force-step instead. But whoever force-step that was caused Anti-Mage to be way too far away from his team. You got MKB proc that last hit too.
Yeah. Woo. Scary stuff, and further scary because it is going to be no buyback for 7 minutes right now, this Anti-Mage. In July, scouting things out in this area. They have a gem or anything else like that. Ghostic does have one. He's found an opening. They push back onto 2. This is controlling Paparazzi. He gets time-lapsed back, though, and pulled away, and now they've got caught onto Anti-Mage. He gets his BKB off. Still in a little bit of trouble. Now stolen is going to be that Deafening Blast. It's an AoE ready to throw it if they want it, but the catch-up, the lift onto FN. They take him down in time. In July, gets the Hex there again. They steal Spike Carapace, push back from Paparazzi, but they won't be able to find any more.
Paparazzi like spun, I think, at the last second, and his ice wall was way out of that. Well, Drow Ranger still pushing out lanes passively, I suppose. Their lanes need a little bit of work, but Roshan is up right now. They don't want to give this to AM. AM, yeah, he has 8 items, but don't make it 9. One of them being the Aegis. He doesn't have buyback. That's the most crucial thing in this game of everything. Everything else. All about the AM buyback.
If they can find a way to steal that Roshan, it gives them such a great opening where they can play really aggressive.
I don't actually think they need it. They just need to prevent anti-mage.
Okay.
Like, they need a very specific sequence of events to go down without like mass lotuses and defensive force stabs coming out in order to save the anti-mage. And they need to be able to connect with the Hex. He has to be able to right-click, Clockwork, and hook shot in. The list goes on and on. Clockwork hook shots in onto dogfights.
Does have the heal. False Promise keeping him alive for the moment, but he might take too much damage. Disarm 3. Can they find any more on the back of this? Weaver still taking a lot of damage. Has time-lapse himself, but is just going to be brought down. Does he need to buy back for this one? Kind of depends on what else happens. Anti-Mage buys an Aghanim Scepter in the middle of all of this. Is he going to end up leaving? The BKB is popped. He's taking a ton of damage. They are going to be able to kill off another, and now Ghost, or rather Cold Snap, is used onto Paparazzi. He's trying to get out of here, but still in trouble. Trying to run. The hook shot connects. They caught Paparazzi as well. That's 3 dead. They all have buyback, but Empire, the path to Roche is open if they want to go for it.
Did he reflect a Hex or something like that? I'm not sure what he reflected.
I don't know, but it was there in the last second. Resolution brought it out to him.
Oh, that's like Empire gonna have the lead now with this Aegis. Surely IG2 test this. It's way too far out. Now Viper 6 level. It's been that long into the game, so Viper will carry the cheese. Resident with Aegis. Surely the right choice because he still does not have buyback for a few minutes. And now I think IG Vitality has to play defensively while they don't have buybacks.
All right, how the tables have turned, really. 67 minutes in, and we're looking at this situation now where you have buyback off cooldown in 4 minutes, but more importantly, the Aegis there for Rezo, and then you said those 3 heroes that don't have it for IGV. Can they hold? Like, is this something where you can just try and, you know, bum rush the last set of barracks for Empire?
They've held for like the last 30 minutes.
Okay.
So I think it's super easy with Nyx. Oh, it's not super easy. It's much easier when Nyx tests his Ags. I think the more important part about the last 5 minutes that's happened is that Empire found a way to beat IG Vitality in the team fight. Is to go in on dogfights. Yeah. Dogfights, you blow a false promise, and then all you really have left is the time-lapse. You want to be able to stagger your cooldowns. 1 time-lapse on someone, 1 false promise on someone, then you time-lapse again after coming back up, or stab someone. Like you want to be able to save multiple people, but this way they have a hard time saving even one person.
Dogfights playing it fast and loose. Resolution taking the other one. They're forced to use a glyph, but they've already lost a range barracks on the middle lane. Can they take more? FN taking a lot of damage is going to be able to disjoin a couple of those last attacks coming through from Zakata, and still the illusions are hitting in the bottom lane. Paparazzi looking for an opening onto Anti-Mage, but they just can't find it. And they still have to deal with these creeps that are coming through the top. It is so hard to deal with this methodical push coming in from Team Empire.
Wow, Drow actually went for Satanic? Satanic versus AA? What?
Yeah. What?
I think Scepter is really good here. It's... I mean, if you're going to be versus Megas, I guess you need both. But... Satanic usually not that much. I think he really does need damage. He needs as much damage as possible. He's sitting at 570, which is still pretty good, but we're talking about like 70 minutes.
Yeah.
And Anti-Mage taking him damage.
As a DD. Maybe the time for them to finally go for that full all-out push. But you gotta play it safe.
Yeah, glyph down. So a momentary lapse in order to... Oh my...
Silence, stun. They've got him caught. They've got him killed. Aegis down. Can they find any more? Dogfight's thought about chasing Roger. Thinks the better of it because FN is off to the side here. In July, still trying to do whatever he can, but they don't actually have any ability to control this Viper. But now with the BKB down, they potentially could. Glimmer Cape keeps them back, but they do have all of the Megas coming out now. IGV gonna have to hold against even more. And they're even having trouble dealing even more with these illusions.
Well, at least they don't have to worry about the racks anymore. It's actually kind of nice because they were split up there. They sacrificed the Aegis for the right side, drew all the attention over there. FN just right-clicked down the mid, and then Rezo got it as they went back mid. So now they can actually concentrate their defenses into one centralized point, and they have the region on the towers. So this Mega Cruise by no means spells the end of the game, because IG Vitality, they have weathered the storm until their buybacks are up again. Actually, not Invoker. some of their buybacks are going to be up, and what are Empire going to do? Really wait for another Aegis and cheese? Like, they're not going to be easily distracted because everything's right there. You can't, like, all your screen's only going to be on those T4s just huddling around. But at the same time, as soon as they split push out the side lanes and go cliff, they're going to get abyssal by 18 major. That's what they should be worrying about. So now, you need even more items. 70 minutes, and who would think you would? But you need Vlads. It's pretty standard. You probably need a Maelstrom, I would say, on anyone. I don't. Probably Drow Ranger, I would say, needs to transition to like an Axe Mjolnir build to deal with the Megas. I don't know what's happening too much for the other guys, like what they're trying to aim for, but I don't even know if they have time to think about what items they want to get.
Yeah, I mean, the pressure is coming fast and loose, and we have Injuly on level 25, so that Spike Carapace damage could be huge.
Oh,
we talked about that.
Well, you don't need movement speed, you're just chilling at your T4s or your egg. So.
Well, they know what they need to defend and burrowed by it, playing that lurker to absolute perfection.
Okay, we're sprinting a trap right now. Smoke is the mid.
Hook shot connects. They found one at the very least, trying to push him back. Invoker, is he going to be able to get out of there? He does manage to play his way out. But FN now trying to chase, trying to kill off Super. It's not going to happen. For the moment, they get the lift up onto Injuly. FN maybe a bit too far forward, but the 4 steps keeping him alive again. Tornado lifts up. Anti-Mage not quite there to do enough damage, and they have Disarm. They're starting to take him down. Ghost Stick goes back in again, able to catch onto Dogfights. Another pushback. Deafening Blast came, and they're trying to kill off this Viper. Does look like indeed it's going to be able to happen, and the tier 4s not taking any damage as they kill off that big bad Viper. Now Ghost Stick getting ran out is going to be able to hook shot away. But that was a great hold by IGV.
Great time lapse. Empire almost sprung the trap, dude. They were so close to actually killing the Invoker. Dude, Dogfights has to be sweating so much right now. It's so crazy. I think like he blinked, 4-staffed, and then lifted him up, and then Anti-Mage bursted him down, tried to burst him down with the Abyssal. That was close, so close to being game over. That was 3 minutes on Invoker's buyback. They had a pretty good window there, but looks like this game is still going to go on a while longer as Vitality try to prepare for the onslaught of Mega.
And now you kind of have this other avenue for finding pickoffs in the game. If you have these 4 heroes that can push out the lanes themselves, Nyx Assassin can look for a pickoff and then Boots and Travel 2 onto him. Which is risky as all hell, but it does feel like they need to make some type of risk if they want to win.
Do they?
You think so? You think IGV are still fine?
Chill T4. It's not like Viper's getting any stronger. It's not like AM's getting any stronger. They still have Midases. No, wait.
Well, maybe it is just going to be a quick kill on Maposhka regardless.
Yeah, that does open up the map out a lot for them. And Drow Ranger's marksmanship aura gives, I'm not sure how much, 110 damage
oh my god.
to the creeps. So looks like I do see a Mjolnir coming out. Let's see. Okay, Dogfights just got crushed.
Uh-oh. Well,
oh, he has no buyback. Oh, wait, he's super.
He has buyback in 35 seconds.
Okay.
I believe, as long as he has the gold for it. Yeah, he does. He has 3,200 in the bank.
Wonder if they're gonna get baited out by this. I don't know. I think the game's been so hectic that no one's been able to really keep track of buyback timer. Either side, just because they've been having in like huge team fight mostly.
I mean, at the very least, they're going to be trying to. You know, force a buyback from the Weaver, but they also don't have Ancient Apparition for another 30 seconds themselves.
This is a game where DPM talent is value.
Super value.
I think everyone is taking it.
Uh-oh. Invoker lifted. Bloodthorn taking a lot of damage, but does get saved. So they're going to keep him alive for the moment, trying to refresh, trying to run. Is he can actually live through all of that, though, and they need to get to the shrine. It's spooky. Nah, it wasn't enough, and he doesn't have buyback. He will very shortly, though. 3 seconds, and he'll be able to get it. All right, buyback on both Invoker and Weaver. They were able to outlast it.
Okay, this is the time where they should definitely. 75 minutes. They know they have until 83 so they can push with next Aegis. That should be fairly straightforward. I actually think they need to kill Dogfights. All in on Dogfights, and then go for it.
What a game. 75 minutes in right now, 38-33, and it still doesn't feel like the lead is completely safe for either team at all.
You'd definitely rather be in, oh yeah, Empire's position. but even they're not certain favorites here. Things could like the thing about this point is like you get super eager because they don't have any buybacks.
Resolution is there. They get a little bit off the mark, though, able to catch onto Rubik. He is going to drop, I believe. Right click's coming through. Paparazzi trying to kill him off, but he's able to get away. Rubik making the escape, and now they focused all their attention onto him. What's left in the tank to deal with the rest of Empire?
Wait. Big deal. They almost killed Dogfights. This pair has to stay alive. Super in Dogfights. I think if either of them die without buyback, it's game. Actually, I guess if any of them die without buyback, it's game. They need all 5. Nyx is there for the control. Weaver and Oracle are there for the saves on the important cores, and Invoker and Drow are there for the damage. So all 5 heroes on the side of IG Vitality completely integral to their defense. No one is useful.
Well, Roshan is back up at this point, so if Empire go and decide to check that, it'd be a very quick and easy way to secure their lead even further, but it doesn't look like they're super interested in that. Much more just trying to keep these lanes pushed in.
There is a DD. We're way past that point where there's double power room spawn. I still think Arcane plus DD is the dream for trying to assault these T4.
Smoked up here, able to jump forward and find himself an opening. Weaver dropping low. He does get the time lapse off though, but they get him again. They're able to force step away, and that is going to be Nyx Assassin down. They changed their attention, so Dogfight still lives. How can they get out with the rest of them? They forced another buyback from that Nyx, like we said. And it looks like IGV again are going to hold. What do they need to do? Oh, Roger! He ends up falling, and Ghostic jumped in at the same time. He's left all alone. Another Ice Blast coming out, but not going to connect. Sunstrike off the mark, and Dogfight's thought about chasing, but thinks the better of it. In July, jump forward. Spike Carapace now trying to run. The lift up on the Tornado. If they can manage to find that last little bit of damage on Viper, it would have been big. But it does not happen. Super almost dying to Mega Creeps, too.
They're rotating their buybacks, though, which is kind of nice. So, who has buyback? Oracle, Drow. That's it on IG Vitality.
Oh, man. They know how to keep the blood pumping in this one.
Okay. Anti-Mage going for a Silver Edge now. So that should be his 9th, 10th, actually make that 10th item. Silver Edge is actually pretty important because they need to be able to get the jump. They can't always completely ward their base. If they drop sentries on all sides, they can just de-ward them. They can't really protect it because most of them are going to be centralized around those T4 towers. So being able to assault with Shadow Blade, that was the epic conclusion to one of the games in the Boston Major Finals, Grand Finals. And it's one of the best ways to assault the base because towers have such limited vision. People don't have room for gems. Texting is just not a thing this late into the game.
Yeah. Well, IGV still pushing out, and they're keeping that gem on Dogfights to make sure that that same thing you're talking about at least doesn't happen for now. But if they ever let up for even a second or two, that's all it takes to win the game.
Yep. 4 minutes on 2 big buybacks and 6 minutes on Nyx. That's a big window. And the Asian cheese. Okay, make that 10 items. Okay, he's not going to pick it up.
Look at his backpack's full.
Yeah, and they're all like big ticket items too.
Time to get a courier for himself as well.
Might as well. What else is this minute?
If I see Roger buy 1 ward, that's it.
Or tome, or gem, or smoke,
anything.
TP scroll, they're all yours, buddy. Actually, even Roger has bots now.
Oh, they lift up, they spot him out, they see him, they're able to impale, and the BKB is there. Paparazzi needs to run away. Can he get to the fountain region in time? I don't know if it's going to be enough to heal him back up. The damage might have already been dealt.
Salve up quickly.
Oh, needs to stay alive. He is.
Okay. He wasn't quad. Min-maxer to the end.
Yep. Oh, FN out of mana, but pops the BKB and wanted to kill off that Drow, but it doesn't happen. Have they baited him out enough? Ghostic is just gone. That's Aegis down. And also, they're able to impale Anti-Mage. He's in trouble. He's out of mana. He's starting to fall. Resolution dies down. He does have buyback, but that's 2 minutes without him on the field. Maybe they can force one. Roger almost dropping low to that one as well. 50 HP left for him, and Mapushka gets Tornado lifted up. They're going to try and take down the Ancient Apparition, but want to look for more. FN or Ghostic are the big targets if they can find them. FN caught, cold snapped, shaped as well. IGV might just be doing it. They're taking down all of the cores and supports of Empire. My God.
What's happening? IG Vitality are playing so smoothly at this point in the game. You would think they would be choking so much under pressure. Mega creeps, like no buybacks on 3 of their cores, people getting hexed, and people coming from invis in all 3 directions inside their base. But no, they're keeping it cool. They're like saving people at like 20% from false promise and time lapse. Like they're force snapping people out of cogs even like 20 seconds into the fight. Like it's crazy how good their teamwork is right now. And I don't know if they can even force buybacks because they're up against megas, but they will be able to weather the storm until 2 of their buybacks are down, namely Paparazzi and...
Well, they're looking to try and pressure right now, and if things become hectic inside the Empire base, and
yeah, they have to defend. Who's going to defend their base? Oh wait, there's a helmet. Look at this army of mega melee creeps and range creeps inside their base, dude. That's crazy. That's really important. They can drag the creeps inside the fountain, and they can actually stave off their T-Force from dying. Okay, they're. Oh my God. Okay, T-Force.
They're doing it. They're making this happen.
There's still a T2 on top, so they can't get megas right now.
But Viper buys back, and they're hitting the tier 4s. Still 20 seconds before Anti-Mage. This is so risky. Ghost Stick jumps in. He's able to catch onto 2, but they end up force staffing him out. And now FN trying to run in there as well. Super in trouble. They still haven't bought back on Anti-Mage. IGV, this is so dangerous right now, and they're just trying to get away. But Roger, looking for that opening, he was able to steal Tornado. It would be a great spell to try and run them down. Ghost Stick finds another hook shot. He's been able to catch onto 1. Drow Ranger is caught. Can he be killed off? He's taking so much damage, and I think he is just going to have to be the sacrificial lamb. Ghost Stick still looking for more, but can't find anybody else as of yet. They killed off Cicada. He immediately buys back. Dogfight's 25 too, so he has that Takuchi movement speed.
Resolution BOT'd into the base, BKB to attack, and it looks like Ghost Stick's going to die now.
Ghost Stick, he ends up falling. Okay.
Okay. Collector bearings, Gabe.
Oh, lordy. Ben, what is happening?
Dom creeps are... Like, how do you even have the presence to think of this when the game's just crazy? You think like, okay, do we force out their buybacks? Do we need to push out all these lanes? But no, yeah, they have the Helmet Dominator. It seems like they've been in this situation before. Like the Mega Melee creep taking the damage from the T4, they almost have more HP than the T4 towers. Not as much armor, but still, it's you don't want your T4s to finish. If you lose your T4s, you can just like super easily get BKB thrones or and there's nothing you can do. These T4s are bashing the defense against BKB backdoor, or not even backdoor, just Zerg. Okay, so they walked away with 2 sets of racks. Honestly, they don't really matter right now. What matters is that they're like 2/3 of the way they're megas, but that T2 is still up. Who was that in that top lane?
I don't know. At this point, it was the Drow Rangers. That's right, in July. Charge in, I believe in you.
Well, Anti-Mage has 1,300 last hits.
That's definitely going to be the highest, at least so far.
Oh, man. Okay.
Viper with the heart as well for himself. Being brought out by the courier.
How much gold has been gained from GPM talent? We have, what, 84 minutes. There's been 260 GPM and 120 GPM?
Yeah.
From Nyx. I don't know when they got it, but that totals to, what, 240 times an hour?
It's a lot. There's a lot of freaking GPM, man. Yeah, it's going to be nuts. And looking forward, there's a couple more 25s that are still left. Ancient Apparitions and Oracles.
Ancient Apparitions is really important because they need to pop these Lincolns, and you can only false promise one of them off.
Yeah.
So I totally think he gets it for me. That is good. Clockwork Battery Celebrations, whatever. 20% cooldown reduction on Rubik is okay. It's good, but it's not completely game-changing. Anyone else? Nyx has been Oracle might hit 25. Damn. That's
Either
a cast
250 cast range. I mean, 2-second false promise is also pretty good.
It's not like he has refresher though. So Oracle also going for BOTs. Okay, I need to check buybacks honestly.
And yeah, it's looking like we are still a little ways away from Nyx, but Clockwork hooked in. They're able to find that Invoker again. He does get force staffed away for the moment. False promise, keeping him alive as well as the time lapse. Combo together. FN, there's the Lotus Orb to keep him alive. He pops his BKB. Been 5 seconds for a very long time. Probably more than it's been 10 seconds.
Yeah.
And still, Nothing of value was lost. False Promise is going to be back up. Already Time Lapse is back up, and they can just run at it again. I don't know how you end this game. It's just so hard. Like, obviously,
Empire have
win
been
a
really
team fight.
close. Like, I would say like 6 or 7 times. They've been really close to killing an important hero without buyback. But IG Vitality, they keep like throwing their their buyback heroes out in front, rather. And Dogfights and Super have just been playing with the utmost consistency, saving these heroes that are on the verge of just losing the game if they die. And the thing is, Empire have just been trying so many different ways to tackle the base, dude. That's the cool thing. They're not just like throwing their bodies into T4 with BKBs. They're trying to Shadow Blade in from the side lanes. They've been BOTing in with 2 BOTs and BKBing right-clicking the towers. They've been trying to like blink initiate all on one hero while keeping the defensive heroes occupied. They've just been doing everything, and still IG Vitality have pulled steadfast.
And it's really impressive too. We are starting to see as well the gem purchase and trying to take down these illusion, or rather the sentry wards that are already there, and they've caught themselves in dogfights. But he is going to jump away. A great hook shot again. Somehow Ghostic made the play, but they still get the time lapse off and are going to be able to kill off Ghostic. He has buyback, 98 seconds, and they also saved the gem. Up here,
Dogfights is actually the most important hero in this game.
Viper, they've caught him for the moment, but they force the buyback of the Clockwork. Clockwork trying to TP in. He's up in the top lane, but not in range of anything to happen.
Dogfights is still pretty low. They're happy right now.
They hexed him. They've caught him. Viper FN out of mana, but they're able to walk away yet again.
They still have False Promise too. So
Yeah.
that's just cooled down from Roger. Yeah, so Dogfights is the most important hero, I think, killing IGV. He can save everyone else, but it's very difficult for him to save himself. They have to False Promise and Time Lapse on him so he doesn't die if jumped.
My God.
Staring out of cell, 87 minutes in.
I mean, this is game 2, and is this still our first series? This game has been going on forever. IGV not willing to give up, never surrender. And they're putting themselves in a position to win the game. I believe Aegis number 6, maybe?
I don't think that how many rogues get killed that way. I mean, look at this T4 defense. It's 2 mega creeps into Injuly in Carapace form. That's already scary enough as is. And they're still waiting until the buybacks cool down. Drow Ranger still doesn't have 2 minutes, but it's mostly dogfights right now. Dogfights. He has the most pressure in the game because he can't die and he has to save anyone else that gets jumped. Even more so than actually Oracle only has to save dogfights.
Yeah.
So it's not so bad.
Yeah, he's fine. I'm sure he's, just having a great time. Relaxing in this game. It's easy. Resolution ended up going back for the Diffusal Blade. We've seen a good amount of these so far.
This is the pop the link.
Okay.
He wants to be able to blink, instantly pop Lincolns, abyssal them, and kill them before they can respawn. IG Vitality have had abnormally quick reactions when it comes to all these abilities, but they're getting to the point where the damage, they can kill people in a second, and if you can't react in a second, like, you can just keep trying. Like, maybe you only have like a 95% success rate, but that 1 time out of 20, if you fail to do it by like 0.2, 0.3 seconds, you're going to lose the game. So, Resolution is constantly trying to put them to the test. They have to make the move. They have to make the right move. They have to be quick enough. They have to be in range. They have to not misclick too. Like, imagine if someone misclicked like a time lapse or something. Like that thing is targeted now.
Yeah. No, for sure. Man, that is nuts. And we did see level 25s now on everybody in this game. 250 cast range for the Oracle. It was the 4 charges of Cold Feet for the Ancient Apparition. So, base defense is going to continue. Tower regeneration on tier 4 towers.
90 minutes in. 90-minute mark.
They're pausing for a little.
When does the apocalypse start happening?
I don't know. I mean, has it not yet? This is the little, what is it? The wake for the 89-minute guessers for predictions.
Oh, let me see what I put. I think I put 80 to 80. I don't think I put 90. I'm pretty sure I didn't put 90.
Yeah, I don't know if I did either.
Well, I did put anti-mage with hero with most lives in the game, but that's looking good.
Nicely done.
I put 80 to 89. So. Well, it's like at least 90 plus. We don't even know what it's going to be now at this point.
Well, they do take a short break here. Obviously, want to make sure that these players are continuing to play at the highest level possible. Fatigue always starts to set in from time to time, but wanting to make sure that it is all fine and dandy. They had to go to the bathroom, but Super Sane. So
It's a good excuse.
yeah, that's completely. So next couple of minutes here, we've seen time and again them not really, like you said, throwing bodies at it, but taking a lot of different paths for trying to end the game on Empire,
I think they've really tackled them all,
and none have worked.
due to the good play of IGV.
Right.
They tried them all. I would say I would say that Empire have been very good at pressuring IGV and just putting them to test every single way that they could possibly think of. They've been doing.
Right.
Like they've been smoking from the low ground. They pop observer wars on high ground. They like blink in initiate. I mean, they've really done anything. What have they not tried? I guess maybe I'm trying to think of anything they haven't tried yet that they could feasibly try. I guess Necrobook Siege. That's not really a thing this late in the game. So anything else?
I mean, like Necrobooks, and then like everybody pops BKBs and focus one tower. But then if you all end up dying for it, does that even become worth it?
It's not risky. It's not worth it. Those are the low reward. I mean, I guess the reward is winning the game, but I think your chance of success is so low, and your risk is incredibly high. They've been going for a lot of like low risk, medium reward, which is I think where you want to be as Empire. You have megas, so you're happy with that, but you're not happy with AM going to a 90-minute game.
Brutal, savage.
Yeah, okay, here we go. So one thing that was good about this pause is that teams aren't close to each other, so they can get a few minutes to reset, get back in their mentality. Okay, what do I need to do? Okay, they're going to go on dogfights. That's going to be IG Vitality's mentality. We need to position around dogfights. Empire have been like, okay, that we need to kill dogfights because he's been the big baller with the time lapse that's been super annoying. We can't kill anyone. Also, what else can they do? They also need a sight. They need a sight so they can kill the Weaver, or sorry, kill the Nyx. The Nyx has been using himself during a lot of the bursts, and they still have no sight, and no one can really buy one at the moment. He has 6,000. Huh, that's surprising. You bought like Moon Shard for everyone? Clockwork has a Moon Shard, so that's a yes.
They literally, Ancient Apparition doesn't have one, and neither does the Rubik. But Rubik does have a BKB in his backpack.
Jeez.
And he has 4 rapiers queued up as well, so he's ready to go. Blood
Surprised we haven't seen any rapiers in this game.
All right, 10th item for Anti-Mage, or is this the 11th? I'm not sure. He has a heart as well.
Oh my goodness, what did he sell? Battlefield.
Yeah.
Oh wait, no, Battlefield's still there. Boots? Well, I don't even know.
Scotty.
Scotty.
And now he's swapping out the Battle Fury for the Silver Edge and wants to go in. The other side of this is that right now, buyback, everybody has it on IG Vitality. The only person that doesn't is Ghostic. So conceivably, we could live in a world where IG Vitality can push out the lanes again and try and take tier 4s.
I would say Ghostic is much less important to his team though than anyone else on IG.
Right.
Like I think if who's the least important person on IG? Probably.
You can't even say
Super maybe the Ninja Lai. Dogfights and Sakata the Paparazzi. Maybe something like that. But if Super dies, then Dogfights will die. If Dogfights die, his whole team will die. So everyone is necessary on Vitality. Whereas Ghostic, they can still do a fair amount of damage to Viper, and ATMH can get off with most of their game. Just Resolution just kind of waiting for the perfect rune. Time to wait.
Yeah.
Checking every 2 minutes for the last 30.
It looks like they also have Aegis for 1 more minute here.
Large.
Yeah. I mean, that's the thing is, like, even if you do get Aegis at this point, like, you start stacking cheeses, I guess, and that's the way that you try and take it. It seems so inconceivable that this game is going to end by, like, anything other than a 1-team fight, but I don't know how Empire really wins a team fight when Dogfights has been able to play this elusively.
It's been close. I'm telling you, it's been, like, super close. It's been, like, you know, if someone was 10% slower or Empire were 10% faster, then this game would be over already a long time ago. So it's at that point where it's just a true test of skills.
Okay.
He's healing the freaking
He's just got it going. He's ready to go. And the Viper here, built into a Mjolnir next. We'll have that shortly. It just feels like they're redefining their heroes and what they need to do, like filling a different role. And
That's for cold feet. Is everyone level 25 yet?
Yes.
Everyone is level 25.
everybody is level 25. There's still room to grow. Like, Miposhka doesn't have an Aghanim Scepter. That could be something else, because then False Promise no longer will be able to heal these people inside a fountain, because it doesn't last long enough.
Actually, that's a really important point. It doesn't. I guess they can time out.
Right. It at least takes away something.
Yeah,
you know?
I think you just straight sell your Glimmer. Yeah, Scepter would actually probably be GG.
Brutal, savage, rage.
It also is really problematic for a hero like Nyx's. Nyx's, if you can't regen inside the burrow, you're screwed.
Yeah. I mean, you can understand why each of these items was picked. Like, Force Staff, he needs positioning. Lotus Orb, obviously, to deal with the Sheep Sticks. Glimmer Cape, they needed to be able to have more of these things to save them.
Look at these wards. There are like 8 sentry wards outside IG Vitality base, and there's 3, like... this is the thing that a lot of newer players will just not do, is just play sentry wards outside of your base. That's absolutely necessary. If they have an observer ward just sitting up there, they'll get the jump, they'll kill you, they'll win. Like, having 3 or 4 sentry wards inside your base at all times for the remainder of the game is absolutely integral. I would say it's almost more important than getting like a big item. It's not as important as having buyback, but it's up there in terms of paramount priority.
And a couple other big items now. MKB was picked up by Anti-Mage, another item for him in this slew of items that he's been holding on to. And Sakata has a rapier on the courier.
MKB, what?
I don't know, man.
Okay, Draw Ranger's hitting for 850. He was.
This is insanity. And
She's so slow, though. 290.
oh, DD bottom? I still don't know, though, if they're really going to try and go for this. Like, Roche is going to respawn potentially in 50 seconds, probably a little bit later than that. But I don't even know if, like, Aegis and Cheese matters anymore, because it's not like you can throw your bodies at him, because IGV can probably kill you twice.
Yeah. Try. Yeah, their death timers are so long right now, though, because everyone's 25, that you can't actually make super scheme plays.
All right, Miposhka Ags is coming on the courier.
Okay, that could be the game winner. It sounds stupid that 96 minutes into Ags, AA might change the game, or will change the game, but I think it's going to change the game. I think they will die, because False Promise is important.
But who will die first is the other question to ask. Buybacks are still available. It's only so long that cooldown. It's 40 seconds.
Probably in July. I think in July.
Okay.
He's just going to be the side casualty, because no one's going to play. Instead of IG Vitality.
On his Invoker's mana pool really changed that much. It's still sitting at about 3,000. We've talked about that Spike Carapace. So if the Anti-Mage does happen to Mana Void Paparazzi nearby in July, he could just blow himself up still.
That would be...
No.
That'd be the coolest thing.
Oh my god. And Miposhka, they're just content to keep on farming. Like, I mean, what is... I guess that they don't want to do it until the buyback is back up again, but they have buyback again. Maybe they want to have buyback for Ancient Apparition as well.
They're just at a loss at how to approach. Again, they've exhausted almost every single possibility that they could have gone.
Yeah.
So they're not really sure what to do right now. I mean, they can just actually just physically take their hands off the keyboard and think, okay, how do we actually tackle this? But I don't actually think there's a good solution.
Yeah.
There's... In July has been in Burrow for like 8 minutes ago. He just has not left.
This is my home now.
Yeah. He should maybe move a little bit so it's more in line with the world. Must trigger some OCD people.
Yeah, that's the new strat. Make yourself look cool. Be all loaded up. Oh look, he moved out. He's heading out of there.
But they have sentries and observers everywhere, so
they immediately spot him out.
They do.
Oh wait, no, the gem. Okay.
They do deward, so that's not...
Yeah, they will spot out that in July is out and about though. So
how much are these bounty runes worth?
That's a good question. 98 minutes in, let's find out. 246. That's pretty good.
That doesn't sound as much as I thought it would be.
Yeah, that's fair.
I guess it's like, that's a lot.
I want to see how much armor Roche has, too. There's a lot of things that start to get really nuts when you get towards the 100-minute mark. And I mean, this game has just been, it's showing how good it can be if you hold high ground. And this lineup is built perfectly for it.
Affirm.
FN agrees with me. Okay, Roche respawning now. Finally, when this goes down, it might be time for Empire to make the move yet again. But we've seen this story, we read this book, it's happened time and again. And even still, they haven't always been able to finish it off. 47 armor on Roche, 16,000 HP. Resolution doesn't care.
God, look at MTV bashes.
Roche really being bullied around here.
This reminds me of like the X-Hero Siege from Warcraft 3 days. Did you ever play those?
No.
It's like, you just get super...
Oh, Maposhka. He's getting found. He's being caught. They do have Gem on Nyx as well. They're going to be able to run into him. Although that being said, Super is over on the other side here, and he could get counted out by the anti-mage. They're fighting outside their base. I don't know if really this is the play that they wanted to go for. Sakata is going to be able to hop out, but Dogfight's caught. We've seen this again. He's going to be killed off. In July now, also in a little bit of trouble. They immediately buy back onto Dogfights, and in July, trying to jump away. Is he going to be able to live through all of that damage that came through towards him? No. They have buyback on the Nyx, and they might just need to use it. This could be the beginning of the ruination by GV.
Also, Clockwork with that Moonshard just soloed the Weaver. He hit so hard.
That's insane. Yep. I was looking at it. Drow Ranger doesn't have a Moonshard yet.
Yeah, was he even able to attack that fight? I don't even know.
We're trying to hold the Nyx buyback.
Yeah. Wait for them to make a move. Commit, make them overcommit. Get rid of the Empire buybacks. Oh,
alright, they found a big one. There's the buyback from the Nyx. Time-lapse keeping Sakata alive, but now they found themselves another one. Oracle controlled for the moment. Can they kill him off? Anti-Mage is already dead. Now an opening approaches. They're trying to run down and kill off the Rubik. He's going to go down as well, and FN trying to also make the escape, but so much control, so much damage coming out. They're destroying Mapochka as well. Dogfight's able to find him, and Ghostic trying to save his buddy. He soloed him before. Can the Weaver get out of here? He's in a ton of trouble. Starting to drop low. He is going to die. No buyback, and Ghostic finally going to fall. The Aegis is coming back. FN is going to be ran at. Sakata dealing a good bit of damage, trying to stay alive, and that Satanic is going to do enough to keep him up and alive. FN falls. 4 and 5 dead from Empire.
Rezo got destroyed. He died in half the duration of a Hex, I think, due to the Drow Ranger actually finally being able to right-click him. Now he's going to have to hoof it down mid. So, let's see. Weaver died, doesn't have buyback. I think they might want to like time their push so that they can force the buyback on Empire, and Weaver will be able to respawn in time. Not too sure. I mean, at this point, do you really have a game plan? Can you really prepare for what is happening next?
I don't know. It seems impossible. Oracle just picked up a Maelstrom as well. Oh, they are going to get the tier 2 tower, though.
Oh, yeah. I forgot they could just backdoor it because it's 100 minutes in and they can do whatever they want. Creeps mean nothing. Towers are no problem.
Well, 50 seconds before Weaver is up, and Empire, they don't want to try and go for this yet. Understandably.
Quick, pop your Precision R, Sakata, get the Arcane Rune value.
Oh, I believe in it. They do also have a Haste and a DD that have spawned.
Oh, come on, press it, please. No. Oh, no, the small victories.
All right, here it is. DD Rune, but what do you do with this?
Not much. I mean, it's percentage-wise increase is not that much because she was sitting at like 750. She's at 1,000. 1,000. Like
Just 1,000. Just 1,000. All right, 102 minutes in, another Mjolnir picked up. This time it's by the Invoker. They got around a 6,000 gold lead change in that last engagement.
Gold means nothing here, Gabe.
I know. It really
gold
doesn't.
is useless here. Anti-Mage was at like 60,000 like 30 minutes ago, and now he's dropped to 56,000. They're just numbers that mean nothing. It's gibberish right now.
Net worth is just a number.
Relative.
Okay, DD wearing off for Cicada. We do have Weaver back up. Buyback status. Clockwork does not have it. Ancient Apparition does not have it. And then Nyx, Weaver, and Oracle. Actually, Oracle just got buyback, but Nyx and Weaver do not.
Kill Weaver win game?
We've thought that before as well. Hasn't always ended up working out. Cicada is very far out in this bottom lane. Does not have Hurricane Pike off cooldown. Just used it right there. Super. Just gonna punch Resolution. Purifying Flames for funsies. Look at all of them huddled together. Paparazzi. I mean, they walk forward, they get the break, and pulling back in. That's Resolution controlled. Ghost Stick has found Super, though, starting to bring them low, and they have killed off Resolution. 90 seconds, double deafening blast, controlling, killing off the Rubik as well. IVG striding forward and taking down FN. That's 2 times in a row now, where they've been able to kill off multiples from Empire.
This Hex is a big problem. Anti-Mage wasn't able to pop his BKB, didn't get Lotus Sword, didn't get 4-7, just died again to the Driver Mage. I think this could be the beginning of the buybacks.
This time they didn't lose that all-important Weaver, like you said,
And the Nyx.
and the Nyx. Yeah, they're pushing down each of these lanes. And with bots level 2, as soon as you get the creeps into the tower bottom or mid, you can just head top.
Do you want to go for Megas here or T4? I guess you have enough time to go for T3s. Or sorry, do you go for Megas or... Yeah, Megas.
Oh, bottom lane, no, here. They're able to open up already at the start. Cicada, he ends up getting cooked. They don't have a Hurricane Pike up on him, but they will be able to force out with another. That's a long duration, though. And it looks like they're able to force out the buybacks, not resolutions.
Now the buybacks have turned.
This game is insanity. 105 minutes. And while it feels like we've been on the brink of elimination for this entire time,
Yeah, you still don't know who's going to win.
at all. And I mean,
this is my tower now. Look at that T4 tower. That Mega Creep just like, I own this. Get out of here.
The gatekeepers.
What's the timer for when creeps are equal to Mega Creeps? Well, it's clearly not now.
Yeah. They're still not big enough. 700 HP versus 1200. It's getting closer.
Yeah, we're getting there.
And look at the Ancient Apparition. This is my life now. 12 centuries and just throwing them everywhere.
Brutal, savage, wrecked.
Oracle stash?
Oh my god.
Okay, that's the most ridiculous stash I've ever seen. All right, that has to be, like, the game has to go on for so long to actually have that many in your stash. That is great. That is beautiful.
One from Roger, one from Paparazzi, one from Rezo, one from Roger, one from Resolution.
Oh, man. The game has to be going on... Well, I guess if you're there for multiple sites, it doesn't have to. Still. I mean, how many gems are on the ground, too? I guess.
Yeah, I'm not seeing any
I see
other.
2 Helmet Dominators. The base, IGP.
Oh my god. This game. Yeah, and Oracle, he's going to be having a Mjolnir as well in a short period of time. One thing to notice is that the Weaver was kind of switching on and off between having his Aghanims in his stash or not. He was using other items.
Oh, he needs that axe.
Yeah.
That axe has been the saving grace for the 40 to 80 minute phase of the game.
You know, I was looking at this game and I was like, it's a Drow Ranger stat. They got off to a good start. Invoker got a double kill at the start of it. This game will be over real quickly. Now we got another Divine Rapier picked up, 107 minutes in.
Only 2 rapiers at this point.
I mean, that's the thing too, though, is it doesn't really feel like it's
what else do you buy?
Yeah. Like, more Helmet Dominators? You can't get more than 5 on a team, though, and get more than 5 creeps. That was the change that they made. I think it was after that, like, Drag Neil game at Manila Masters a while ago, or Major.
Relevant change.
Yeah.
See? Freaking Oracle's had those Sentry Wards like clockwork right outside his base all the time. Now he has 5. He's upgraded. No ward that is safe from super.
Dotting their I's and
Look at
crossing their
Viper
T's.
slow. Okay, after he finishes cricket, watch him float across. He's like a freaking alien mothership just sailing across. He's so slow.
Oh, FN.
Time to buy drums to increase everyone's move speed?
Maybe. Pop drums, backpack it. Oh, BKB backpack.
Is it worth it to get drums? Might be. No one has boots, so that move speed increase is kind of important here. Oops, exit.
Uh-oh.
Just click.
Hopefully these players don't misclick. CC at this point would be tragic. But it really does feel like, too, you know, looking at the way that the game progressed, we're not in a position where Empire feel confident, like, in anywhere near the base right now. Before, they were all staying outside. I think there was a moment where Anti-Mage was, like, up on the high ground, and it feels like the momentum has turned where IGV just haven't lost a fight in a really long time.
Roshan number 18 has fallen. She's just left on the ground. Who cares, right?
There's a gem in there,
No one
too.
has room for it.
There's another gem that was left in there also. So that gem was left in there by Resolution. So Rezo's bought at least 3 gems this game.
Okay. How many? Who has moon shards? Does everyone have moon shards now? We still haven't even gotten to that point where everyone has moon shards. Oh, now there's an Alpha Wolf creep. Damn.
Oh, hey.
Hey, they're progressing, man.
That's pretty
The
great.
Gatekeeper melee creep is still there, in case you guys were wondering. Sakata has his trusty Alpha Wolf.
That's pretty nice for him as well.
Would you prefer a Kobold creep or an Alpha Wolf?
What does the Kobold do?
That gives you the move speed. I think move speed, because then you can drop your boots for a huge damage item.
Right.
I don't know, man. I don't actually think they have the choice, because they still kill the thing.
Is the Swiftness aura better than the Kobold aura, though?
Yeah, but you don't have to have a slot for it.
But I mean from
it's one's percent based, one's flat based.
Okay,
It's
I got
12% versus 20. There is a Foreman. I see you, Foreman. I'm here, buddy.
It's over there. I can't see where you're pinging it.
It's
But
bottom radiant.
yeah, they'll be able to
Yeah.
get there, I'm sure.
If they want it. I don't know if they want it. I wouldn't. I'd say go for it. That thing's great.
Yeah.
12% move speed.
Why not?
You-
Affirmative.
Dude, you're going to be like twice the speed of the Viper. So he's at 459 on Paparazzi with max Wex. So you're putting him at like 500 plus. Oh, yeah, you're putting him at like 500 plus.
Can the Kobold keep up at that point, though?
Yeah, that's a Helmet's Out creep. It's going to be super fast.
Oh, right, all right. That's fair enough.
Yeah, and then Viper's at... Oh, wait, he couldn't take it anymore. He couldn't take the slow life. Now he actually looks like he can fly. Instead
But he has to switch it off with the MKB, too, and
I know, but he was tired of it, man. That is very tilting, okay? When you're 2 hours into the game and he has to run around slower than you were at the very start of the game, or equal to 0 minutes into the game.
you know, I don't know if that's the only thing that's tilting about this game for Empire.
Dude, that is one of the most tilting things.
Okay.
Like, you think about it, you're like, I don't really need boots. I want MKB. And then you try it out, you're like, okay, I can't take this. I'm tilted. I'm triggered. I can't take this. It's awful. You feel like Crystal Maiden. And then you can't even attack anyone because you can't move around.
And they're all just going to kite you around. They got Force Staffs and Hurricane Pikes. You're up against a Weaver with the plus 200 Sakuchi movement. All right, I'm with you.
Yeah, dude. This is awful. Okay.
How many items now is this for Resolution? He bought a Satanic as well. He's just standing still. He's trying to figure out what the heck to do. A DD bot, or top rather. There's an Illusion Room bottom.
Dude, your fantasy points have to be out of control in this game.
I know, it really does. I had Ghost Stick on my fantasy team.
I think I had Paparazzi. He has 44 points.
Yeah, that's pretty nuts.
Where do you get him from? I mean, what? I guess runes grabbed? You probably have like, how many bounty do you have? I have no idea. God, I can't even imagine. Oh, I guess it's simple that. Times 4 rough. But,
Okay.
so some of them skirted by, unpicked up.
Third Rapier purchase, this time for the Anti-Mage, which means he swapped out the Battle Fury and the Manta. He has BKB for defensive items right now.
He actually just dies.
Yeah,
That's
that's
a 5-second BKB. And it's not like they have Aether Lens for cast range. Like Ancient Apparition, the Lotus Orb cast range is pretty low.
Yeah.
Especially in an Anti-Mage who has to blink into the fight. So, yeah, he has Rapier. So too few other heroes. That's not cool anymore. That was so 20 minutes ago.
Yeah,
game.
There's a new meta evolving inside this own individual game.
Yeah. You're a hipster if you don't go Rapier.
That's right. So here's the other thing. Keep in mind, everybody, this game, we talked about at the beginning, but that was so long ago at this point. The winner of this is going to be in a much better position to try and challenge for TNC to get into the upper bracket matchup. Right now, Team Empire is sitting at 6 and 7, and IGV is sitting at 5 and 6. So if they're able to win it, then it would end up being even on par, and Empire would be caught up with them finally. But if they don't, it's going to be really hard for them to push out either IGV or TNC for their spot in the upper bracket at TI. Still, it just there's just nothing.
Wow.
Refresher orbs. Ugh.
We have gotten to the point of multiple chickens. Only 2 now. One is loaded with the gems. They probably didn't want to bug Super. Hey, give me that gem for your stash.
Yeah.
Your hoard, your secret stash, underground stash of gems. Peddling gems now.
So when is that point where they do go for like the BKB rush of the towers?
They don't.
They can't do it ever?
They can't do it anymore. They died trying to fight them. Okay.
Yeah.
So imagine them not fighting them and just tanking the damage. They would just die. They would just get 5-0s like so fast. It's because of the T4 defense though. Like if they didn't have T4s, I think it's a realistic possibility if the glyph is down, or you can like bait out the glyph with like Aegis maybe. Go for it. But remember back when they got megas?
Yeah.
And I said the good thing about it is that they only have to worry about a T4. That was being serious.
Yeah.
Like, you actually, it's so much easier to defend when you're right here and you have region on both of them. And like in July, he's still in his little burrow form. This is his home now. He has this like little tiny block of habitation where he's just burrowed out, and I'm surprised it hasn't collapsed yet with the ground he's dug up.
I mean, the other thing here too is like he's going to get disconnected from match inactivity pretty soon. The waves have been pushed out almost enough. He's not getting a ton of experience.
Wow, what if that happened in lobby games? That'd be so sick. IGV in July has abandoned the game. You are free to leave.
All right, look, he's standing on the thing now. He's not quite lined up perfectly, but it's pretty close.
Come on, get up, man. Get up. Get out of there.
All right, what do they need to pause for now? A little bit of a huddle session. Talk about what the game plan is.
There is no game plan.
That's the thing. It's like, the
Roshan doesn't matter. Aegis doesn't matter. Buybacks do matter. Items, like pretty much everyone has their pick of 5 items, let's say, or 6 items. 5 being, I don't know. There's so many. How many heroes have gems right now?
Brutal,
God,
savage,
Dude, this is the
ranked.
This is like the high roller game. Look, you pull on the item chart, just freaking everyone has BOTs and rapiers, like all the like 6,000 gold items. This is definitely the high rollers game, man.
Yeah. Some of Empire's still on that bots level too, but it's all those lower net worth heroes.
Plebs.
You know,
Bots 2.
We do
Bots
have
1.
the halberd on Clockwork. You know, that type of item. I feel like that would be much better to start smashing out. I guess that there's still so much damage from Invoker too.
Disarm? Disarm's good, man.
Yeah.
Cicada hits for like 1,000.
Yeah.
A hit. If he gets a disarm on Cicada while they have Resolution Hexed, that's better than a Lotus Orb. Oh, not bad. It's almost better than Lotus Orb because he actually just sit there and attack. It's still really good.
And it's 5 seconds on the ranged hero as well. So it's like, I mean, the fights are over in less than 5 seconds.
There's
now.
a Blade Mail too on Ghostic. Not that it matters that much because there is a Satanic on Drow Ranger.
Right.
But it still forces him to keep the Satanic. The Halberd kind of forces him, or at least makes him reconsider dropping the MK. Resolution, yeah, who knows what Battle Fury's in his stash in it.
But this is the thing that I keep on thinking about is as the game goes on, there is no incentive for IGV to ever leave their base really because they only want to fight there. Right, but that's the thing is they want to win. But like how do you get to the are you ever going to be able to push out a lane really?
Yeah, they have precision aura. And they can also get to that point in the game where the creeps are equal to the mega creeps.
But they only have 1 lane of that too.
What?
Because they have, oh, you're right, the super creeps,
yeah,
of course.
The super creeps will be equal to the mega creeps. And
All
then they have the range creep aura, so they actually don't have to be there. I would say they have the edge going, like, if we, by some stroke of luck, got 4 hours in, then I think I would much prefer to be on IG Vitality side because Drow aura is sick. that situation. Like, creeps can just solo the throne and T4s easily.
Right.
Especially if you have a Helmet Dominator army.
And then looking at the rest of Team Empire here, they're not itemized in a way to deal with a mega creep situation or super creeps that end up being stronger or equal to megas.
I mean, what would you actually realistically change out, though?
I mean, maybe, for instance, Oracle has a Maelstrom, whereas
Oh,
like
yeah,
Clockwork
AA
has
doesn't
like
have one.
team fight winning items, you know?
Yeah.
So like they might even need to start thinking about switching that back around.
Oh.
He's got good attack. Didn't you remember back in the day he used to play him mid a lot because he had like a really low base attack time and you know he could farm pretty well.
Okay, we see more and more Helmet Dominators. Now, Dogfights has one. Dogfight has one, Injuly has one, and Sakata has one. Where's the third creep, bro? Where's that gatekeeper? Okay, wait, now it's
Brutal, savage, wrecked.
This is the best part about these editions is when the game goes late, you can see the descent into madness from all of the teams as the game just gets later and later.
Is it the 2-hour mark that the terrain just starts exploding?
I think it's hero dependent, like ones with a lot of particle effects. So maybe with like, you know, Octarine Coin and Octarine Cord and Invoker and stuff it will.
Okay, come on, Paparazzi. Use your Refresher Orb and cast all 9 spells just for us.
You know, I was thinking about this. The next level bait, IGV, accidentally, in quotation marks, hit their key for fortification, gets Empire to run in, they kill them all. What do you think?
I
Is
don't
that the
think
strat?
that's enough. They haven't had use clip for the past fights.
Yeah, that's true.
It would be a good bait. Guillotine in. Oh, that was a bait.
Yeah.
Sure, why not? I mean, use it or lose it, right?
Who was that? That was
know.
Anti-Mage.
Anti-Mage has 11 items. 9
Yeah.
plus Abyssal and Stash plus Muja. Wow, the point where you drop your Abyssal, that is something else.
That's pretty nuts.
Of all the items, I never thought that he would drop his Abyssal.
Did Oracle did get the GPM talent too.
Thank
So-
God. God, so much regret if you didn't take that. That'd be the biggest regret of your TI right there, not taking the GPM talent in this game.
The 30 health regen on Maposhka is pretty good too, because it's allowed him to farm up more than he would before. And he actually has a halberd now as well. So 2 halberds on Empire.
Yeah, Drow Ranger might have to get BKB or pre-Manta.
Yeah.
Invoker does a lot of damage too. Weaver does a lot of damage. So as long as Drow's still alive, it's not the worst thing in the world that he gets disarmed for 10 seconds.
And Paparazzi has that Mjolnir also in his inventory. But it's a Refresher Viper. I don't know how many of these have been played in
What do you even
competitive
refresh?
Dota.
Oh, your bots? Your BKB? He doesn't even have either of them in his inventory. What would you drop?
Viper Strike?
Yeah. Poison
know.
attack. Nice.
Value.
The value.
All right.
Brutal,
Well, we are
savage,
reaching the
wrecked.
2-hour mark now of game number 2, Team Empire versus IG Vitality. And every little thing matters. But it's kind of interesting too because like even the ice, we thought that the ice blast would matter, but dogfights can just time lapse and they still win the fight regardless. So a second rapier now picked up for the anti-mage also.
He's one in the set. I didn't even know
He
you
put 2 of them in him now.
Okay. So he still doesn't even hit close as hard as the Drow.
Oh no, he put the other one on the ground? What's he doing? Is he gonna deny it?
No.
Is he fed up?
Courier's gonna try and pick it up.
Okay.
Okay, watch this Courier. Oh, resolution. Clearly has not subscribed to the Book of... After someone picks up the rapier, you can't pick it up with Courier.
Ah.
But I don't think he's been in that many rapier situations before where you actually aren't gonna keep dropping Courier. If you bite on a Courier, it can stay on the Courier, but if you drop it, Courier can't pick it up.
And it is now in the fountain, chilling. So
Oh yeah, Roshan, you're going down, buddy.
now up to, what is that? 50
Irrelevant.
armor, but it still ends up falling too quickly. They've changed out the Bloodthorn long ago for FN. Roshan down, and Aegis on Clockwork yet again. Ghost Stick able to jump.
She's just like, who cares?
All right, it's been a while since everybody has seen the fights happen in this game, so would you try to
okay.
refresh
Oh,
us
yeah,
on what we're looking at?
Yeah, we probably have a lot of newcomers because this game's been going on for ages. So, IG Vitality had a pretty good early game. Drow Ranger strat. They took down a couple of T1s. Invoker got a double kill, and Dogfight's got a chicken kill during the game. So Invoker was 2-0 to start. They had a couple thousand net worth lead, but all things went poorly for them as soon as they started to push down the mid T1 on bottom. Invoker was able to drag the creep wave away, stop the push, and that tower stayed alive for about another 10 minutes and halted all of IG Vitality's momentum as they tried to push while Paparazzi was farming with his Midas. After that, Anti-Mage got his Battle Fury at a pretty decent time. I believe it was on around 15 minutes time, and then Anti-Mage started doing what you would expect an Anti-Mage to do, but push out all the lanes and just put too much pressure on IG Vitality to ever actually push up the high ground. And then move into the next phase of the game where there's just a bunch of farming for both teams. Gets a Manta Style, gets a Butterfly, and then starts owning the crap out of IG Vitality, gets the Aegis, and then they start sieging the racks. The fights go Empire's way, but the buildings are another story. And after much determination, Empire take down the majority of the T3s and the range and melee racks out on top. However, that wasn't the end of it. They were desperate to finish off the last 2 set of racks, but it probably took them another 10 minutes to do so, and only after an Aegis sacrifice from Anti-Mage, he pushed the right racks, baited them all to go over there while FM sieged the mid racks. He sacrificed the Aegis, and then as soon as they switched over to Viper, he got Megas on the right side, but that was, I don't even know when they got Megas, maybe 50 minutes in? Was it later than that, 60 minutes?
It was around there.
50 or 60 minutes in, but joke's on them, because IG Vitality were like, oh wow, well, now we have less buildings to defend, even better. We don't have to spread ourselves thin, which actually mattered because Injuly has been parking this mission probably for a good 40 minutes of the game, right in between those 2 lovely towers in the T4, and he has just been sitting there as the eternal sentinel guardian of the dire T4 towers, and Empire have just been throwing everything.
Just like this, as they're going to hook shot in, but in a little bit of trouble, and Ancient Apparition starting to drop low again. The Deafening Blast comes out. Ghost Stick still just beating away at Sakata, but they're able to turn it back around again. Ghost Stick is going to fall. That's only the Aegis. If any of you guys were wondering why it is Merlini goes to every event, it's because he has a lock, trap, tight memory. My goodness gracious, I can't believe you remembered all that. Holy shit.
I'm not even done, bro.
I know, that's what's nuts.
Okay, and then after the Megas started happening, Empire tried all these tactics to tackle their base. Rezo bought a Shadow Blade into a Silver Edge. They tried to all smoke up the high ground, pick off these heroes that didn't have buybacks, and then IG Vitality had this... What is going on here?
They're actually taking it down, but I don't think they're able to do it.
This could be the end.
Time lapse.
Wait, there's still 2 buybacks. Oh yeah, Rezo got crushed. I think another big kill. The thing is, the Aegis doesn't really matter, so they actually decided to push with the Aegis. Oh, Dogfight's almost got he was scared.
Yeah.
Now they have to defend their base. Okay, so after that, Empire tried everything. They tried going on an Invoker, he would get time-lapse. They tried going on the Oracle, he would get time-lapse. They tried going in on the Weaver, and then Weaver got false promise into a time-lapse. And they tried killing Injuly, and then Injuly constantly heals himself because they didn't have a Hex on Empire. And then, eventually, Empire gave up pushing. And they're like, okay, we'll just farm, get all those 6 slots. However, Anti-Mage has had like 10 different items, 2 Rapiers, and still he hasn't been able to right-click people at all because Drow Ranger has been hitting like an absolute truck. Now he has DD running down mid. Let's get that Rezo buyback out of here.
See if they can actually make it happen. He does so much freaking damage. And they passed by a second ago. They do manage to find that Hex from very long range from Roger. So he just jumped back. But with DD here, with Sakata starting to hit, they might be able to do this.
Oh, they aren't going to buy back on AM. They are just conceding. Oh,
buyback now comes a little bit late, but they're able to push back onto 1 again. Roger catches it. That's Divine Rapier down and Drow Ranger dead. Now they've been able to find themselves another pickoff as Nyx Assassin controlled and killed.
They don't even sacrifice Megas for that.
Only the tier 3 tower and the melee barracks.
Oof, they actually need the Drow Ranger alive. She did pop her Precision Aura, but they can do the same thing and force buybacks out. So how many people don't have buybacks? Just Viper and AM. That's, I would say, roughly equivalent to Drow and Nyx.
But that we talked about too is that IG Vitality, they need everybody to be able to hold.
They need all 5 of them for sure. Drow, Invoker for damage, Nyx for the control. He stuns anyone that doesn't have BKB, trying to go for the towers or for the heroes, and then Weaver and Oracle both do a do a ton of saving.
Oracle has the rapier now as well.
Wow. Okay, he does have one of the lowest base attack times in the game.
Yeah.
Value right there.
He's going to do actually like a decent amount of damage. He needs to be so careful.
Okay,
not
they're
to get
smoking
caught,
in
though.
right here, actually. So he has a moment. Okay, wait, he has 30 sentries. I was about to say that he had a moment of lapse in his centering around the base. But,
oh, God, they need to be so careful, though. Like, any time if they happen to jump forward, that BKB actually pops from Roger is kind of important. They still have buyback there.
Was it important? I think he just was like, might as well use it.
Glow stick, he doesn't actually end up hitting. And Invoker is sheeped, but he's just going to be able to walk away. Has Roger gone too far?
Ooh, and they only use one buyback.
All right.
Nice played, but now Empire have 30 seconds to make a power play.
This is spooky. Still a very tense moment for sure. Resolution hitting up front and center. He has his Manta Style and BKB ready with the Rapier.
They are so hesitant. They know they don't have buyback. If they die right now, they lose the game. So they don't even get the drop buybacks. Man, IG Vitality with the late game plays, man.
They have been doing a great job. I mean, it is completely inconceivable that IGV have been able to hold on this long. The way that they've done it too, with keeping these Helm of the Dawn or Mega Creeps and just out-team fighting them constantly. It's been incredibly pleasure to watch.
Yeah, the late game tactics from IG Vitality. After Empire started sieging them with all these like Silver Edge and Blink Pop Lincolns trying to instant kill people tactics, IG Vitality, they shifted their strategy too. They had a couple of Helmet Dominators that they used to dominate the Mega Creeps and then put them outside of T4 so that they wouldn't have to blow Glyphs as often.
In July, though.
Oh, in July,
he's catching Ghost Stick. This is a decent-sized kill. He doesn't have buyback. They're going to blow him up. Ice Path is there. The disarm keeps him alive for the moment, and now FN, he's in this area as well. They lift him up one time. Sunstrike going to land as well as that disarm, but no, they just blow up the Invoker. He's going to have to buy back in just a second, but FN is also dead, and now they're controlling up this anti-mage. If they can kill him off here, this would be so tremendous, but it doesn't look like it's going to happen. As you look at the damage, Zakata blows him up to hell. 100 seconds, no anti-mage, and now looking for more. Can they kill off Ghost Stick as well? It might finally have done it. IGV, after 128 minutes, GG is called. FN's had enough. Dogfights MVP, for sure. I don't know.
Well, how about all 10 players for not losing their minds?
I can't believe it ends like that. That's insane. IGV held on for so long.
That was one of the most brilliant Mega Creep defenses I've seen. Or actually just high ground defense, really. Yeah, dogfights and Super, that tandem. The saves, no missed clicks. Some of them were a tad bit late, but they also like shifted their heroes without buyback to be out in front and most vulnerable. But at the end of the day, IG Vitality, I don't even remember who won the first game. Empire, I guess?
Empire won the first game, which means that IGV go up one or ostensibly 2 games ahead of them in the standings, which means they have a very good opportunity to try and knock out TNC from the upper bracket. If Empire would have won this, they would have had a great opportunity to go for it, but it's going to be a lot harder. They're going to have to win out the rest of their matches and hope for some upsets across the rest of the rest of the groups.
GG!
GG. We're going to be back in just a little while with our second series because we've only got to cast 2 games so far. It's going to be Cloud9 versus Execration. Lyrical and Merlini, your 2 casters with this one. See y'all in a bit.